Chapter 8:11. Xiaoya was taking a shower just now. Xiao Xian turned off the water pump. Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Song Xiu paused and looked at Gu Lingqing in disbelief. He really did that? When Zhou Hailan was around, he had been trying to sow discord between Xiao Xian and Xiaoya. Zhou Hailan framed me and killed my brothers. In order to save me, Xiaoya kidnapped Xiao Xian and forced Zhou Hailan to tell the truth. However, Zhou Hailan would rather abandon Xiao Xian than tell the truth to save me. Then how did you get out in the end? Didn't Zhou Hailan betray Xing Dongqing to save you? Song Xiu didn't know much about what happened that year. Zhou Hailan betrayed Xing Dongqing because Xiaoya went to Su Jiran. Everything Zhou Hailan did was to get Su Jiran's love. In the end, Zhou Hailan was sent to the mental hospital. However, Xiao Xian always remembered that Baiya kidnapped him. So he hated Baiya to the core, Gu Lingqing explained. Song Xiu understood. So what did you decide to do? Xiao Xian harmed Xiaoya again and again. Even if he didn't say it in front of us, he did it again in the blink of an eye. He can't stay by our side, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. But if we send him away, he will hate you even more. I will find someone to control him strictly. If he stays by your side, he will be more unscrupulous. I don't need him to be successful. I just want him to live a peaceful life. I will give him enough money to enrich his life. However, if he makes a mistake, I won't let it go, Gu Lingqing said firmly. Song Xiu finally nodded. She could guarantee that Xiao Xian did it the first time for Baiya. However, after one night, Xiao Xian harmed Baiya for the second time. She didn't want to keep Xiao Xian anymore. Gu Lingqing found Xiaoxin, who was hiding in the library, and walked towards him. Xiao Xian stood trembling and looked at Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing squatted down in front of him. Everyone has to take responsibility for their own mistakes. She was the one who kidnapped me. Why doesn't she have to take responsibility? Xiaoxin said anxiously. Did she hurt you? She didn't. If she really kidnapped you, why did she let you go? Kidnapping you was just a temporary measure. You don't understand now, but I hope you will understand when you grow up. Someone will take you away later, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Xiao Xian was worried. Dad, you don't want me anymore? If I don't want you, I won't care about you. I just hope that you will become an upright person and use your intelligence on the right things instead of harming others. In the future, the person who will take care of you will be an excellent soldier. He will teach you martial arts, strategy, and guide you to the correct outlook on life and values. I will call you every week. Gu Lingqing said as he stood up. Xiao Xian pursed his lips and clenched his fists. He could tell that Gu Lingqing had made up his mind. It was useless to beg. Don't regret it. Gu Lingqing looked at the anger in Xiao Xian's eyes and his eyes darkened. Don't do anything that you will regret. If you make a mistake, I won't let it go. Xiao Xian snorted coldly and walked out of the room. Baiya came out of the shower and saw an angry Xiao Xian. She didn't like this child. She really didn't like him. She felt that he wasn't a child. He carried too much hatred and murderous intent. But he was still a child. Hence, she tried her best to forgive his pranks. Xiaoya, it's time for breakfast, Song Xiu said gently. Okay, Baiya replied. Then she saw Xiao Xian go to the kitchen. Song Xiu went to get some porridge. Baiya followed her in, but she didn't see Xiao Xian. I made porridge with pork and century egg and your favorite egg pancake. You used to like my egg pancakes, Song Xiu said with a smile. Song Xiu rolled up the egg pancake and placed it on a plate. Mom, has Xiao Xian had breakfast? Baiya asked. He has. He ate when you were jogging, Song Xiu said. Baiya smiled. She didn't take the bowl and went out. She went to look for Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing was about to take a shower. Lingqing, there's something I want to tell you, Baiya said. Okay. What is it? Gu Lingqing took off his clothes and revealed his well-dressed upper body. She had seen it. When she looked at it again, she blushed unconsciously. She lowered her eyes and said, I saw Xiao Xian go to the kitchen just now. When I went to the kitchen, he was gone. Gu Lingqing heard something and put on his clothes again. You suspect that he did something to the breakfast? I'm not sure yet. But before he went into the kitchen, he looked at me with hatred. If he didn't do anything, why would he leave through the window? Baiya guessed. Let's go downstairs and have a look, Gu Lingqing said with a serious expression. He went downstairs. This time, Gu Ruoxin had crossed his bottom line. He looked at the breakfast on the table and asked Song Xiu, Where's Xiao Xian? Song Xiu looked around and said in confusion. He was here just now. Gu Lingqing went out and saw Gu Ruoxin by the lake. He walked towards Gu Ruoxin. When Gu Ruoxin saw Gu Lingqing coming, he broke into a run. Gu Lingqing made a call. Catch Gu Ruoxin. Soon, Gu Ruoxin was caught by an Ing who was hiding and sent to the villa. Song Shiyu looked at Gu Lingqing in surprise. What's wrong? Gu Lingqing looked at Gu Ruoxin. Eat the breakfast on the table. I'm not eating. I've already eaten, Gu Ruoxin said with his eyes wide open. I know you've eaten. Eat it, Gu Lingqing ordered. Gu Lingqing, are you trying to kill me? You must have poisoned the breakfast. You want to poison me, right? Gu Ruoxin said angrily. Gu Lingqing stood up angrily. If I want to kill you, I can do it in a second. There's no need for such a complicated poison. You know who did it? Song Shiyu was stunned. He looked at Baya. What do you mean? Ask him, Gu Lingqing said. He looked at Gu Ruoxin fiercely. Since you dare to do it, why don't you dare to admit it? Don't you think that you're doing the right thing? If you don't even have the courage to admit it, how can you be righteous? Fine, I'll say it. I'm the one who put the rat poison. All of you deserve to die, Gu Ruoxin said confidently. Song Shiyu slapped Gu Ruoxin's face. Gu Ruoxin looked at Song Shiyu in surprise. Grandma. I'm not your grandma. I don't have a grandson like you. You already know how to kill people at such a young age. You'll be even worse when you grow up. If it wasn't for Baya, he would have really died after taking the rat poison, Song Shiyu said anxiously. Chapter 8:12. How have they wronged you? Song Shiyu was terrified. You're too scary. You're like a demon. No one has let you down, but you've let others down many times. Gu Ruoxin pursed his lips, his eyes filled with arrogance. If you want to kill me, then do it. You've been wanting to kill me for a long time. If I want to kill you, I can do it in a second. The mistakes you have made are enough to put you in prison for 10 years, Gu Lingqing said sternly. It's just 10 years. After 10 years, I will only be 19 years old. What's there to be afraid of? Gu Ruoxin said indifferently. You're rebelling. How could the Gu family have a child like you? Song Shiyu couldn't stay calm either. Yen Nua send him to Qinzhong. Without my order, don't let him leave the island, Gu Lingqing ordered. Yes. Yen Nua nodded and left with Gu Ruoxin. Song Shiyu sat on the chair weakly, still looking at Gu Ruoxin's back in disbelief. How can this child be like this? He's just a child, how can he be so bad? There are kids like this in every school. They don't listen to the teachers, and they have no discipline. They are mischievous and do bad things to get attention from others. Xiao Xia sighed. It's the influence of the environment. Xiao Xian's obsession is too deep. Her resentment is too strong. She can't change it. That's all we can do, Baya said helplessly. After all, she was not a god. She was just a psychologist. Some people's mental illness could not be cured because they themselves did not think that it was wrong. Therefore there was nothing she could do. Xiao Xian is gone. Can you stay? Song Shiyu asked hopefully. Baya looked at Gu Lingqing. Mom, if it's convenient, why don't you come live with us in the military? Gu Lingqing invited. Okay, Song Shiyu agreed immediately. At her age, she had already seen through money and power. All she wanted was a family reunion and to be together happily. Song Shiyu was worried that the rice at home had been poisoned, so she threw it all away. It was useless. She covered all the furniture in the house with white blankets. Baya and Gu Lingqing helped together. After living here for 3 years, Song Shiyu was still a little reluctant to leave. We will come back often for vacation, Baya comforted. Song Shiyu smiled. As long as I'm with you, I'll be happy wherever I go. I'm most afraid that you'll leave me behind. I'm sorry, Mom, Baya apologized. Song Shiyu held Baya's hand and patted it. I know that you've thought about every decision you make. I can still fight for the company for another 10 years. After 10 years, you have to think of a way to take over my position. Baya looked at Gu Lingqing. She knew nothing about business. Song Shiyu was indeed getting older and it was time for him to enjoy life. I'll arrange it when the time comes, Gu Lingqing promised. Go and have breakfast now. We've already eaten. Leave this place to us. When are you going to the military base? Is there a plane coming to pick you up? Song Shiyu asked. Gu Lingqing nodded. The plane will arrive at 11 a.m. Xiaoye and I will go and have breakfast first. Go ahead, Song Shiyu said with a smile. In the car Gu Lingqing drove while Baya rested on the chair. Where will you send Xiao Xian? Baya asked casually. I'll train him strictly and correct his outlook on life and values. I hope that he can become a useful person, Gu Lingqing said seriously. I heard that my eldest son is living with his adoptive parents. Can we bring them to the military base? Baya asked softly. It's fine if they live in the compound, but there are many restrictions in the military base. It's not convenient for children to study. Do you still remember what we discussed? We can find an empty plot of land near the military base and apply for it as a place for the families of soldiers to live. We can also build a factory nearby to solve the employment problem for the families. We can also open a hospital and a school. We can prepare all the basic facilities for the people. That way the soldiers can go home more often. Gu Lingqing thought for a while. We can try it first. When I go back, I'll get someone to look for a plot of land and apply for it. Okay, Baya replied and looked outside. Every city was more or less the same. The houses, streets, shops, pedestrians. The difference was that every city had its own culture and food. When you go to a place, you have to eat the local food and visit places with historical allusions. It became a tour. Actually, she liked the sea, liked eating seafood, and liked the cool wind. But for her lover, she could give up many things. Gu Lingqing's car stopped. The crab roe dumplings here are not bad. Are they really using crab roe? How can a crab have so much crab roe? Baya said with a smile. I'll ask when the time comes. There's no need. I'll ask later. I don't care, Baya said and walked into the restaurant. The staff at the entrance of the restaurant was washing the crabs. Someone sent the steamed red crabs into the kitchen. The entire restaurant was filled with people eating soup dumplings. There were also many people queuing at the window. It seems to be real crabs. The crabs are very plump in this season, Baya said. Okay, wait a moment. I'll get a private room, Gu Lingqing said and went to find the boss. After a while he came out with a waiter. The waiter brought them to the attic on the second floor. There was an elegant wooden house on the attic on the second floor. In front of the wooden house were flowers and plants that he planted himself. Next to the house was a row of roses. Even though it was November, the flowers had withered. They were green and very beautiful. They blocked the view in the tall buildings. It was a different kind of scenery. Mr. Gu, what would you like to order? The waiter asked respectfully. 4 servings of crab roe dumplings. I want 6 servings to go and 2 bowls of tofu soup, Gu Lingqing said. Mr. Gu, do you want crystal steamed dumplings? There are 6 flavors. It's the special breakfast of our restaurant, the waiter introduced. Then give me 2 servings. We can't finish all the food we ordered, Baya reminded. Then 2 servings of crab roe dumplings and 2 servings of crystal steamed dumplings. I want 4 servings of soup dumplings and 2 bowls of steamed dumplings to go. Gu Lingqing changed his order. Do you still want the tofu soup? Yes. Okay. It'll be ready in 2 minutes. The waiter ordered and left. Baya supported his chin with his fingers rhythmically tapping on the table. The table here should be for the owner's own use. Gu Lingqing answered. Is this restaurant owned by your friend? Baya asked. Yeah, you know him too. Because of a mistake during a drill, he lost his leg. We went to visit him at his house. In the end, he divorced his wife and started raising crabs in his hometown. He's very experienced in raising crabs. He raises more than 10 acres of crabs in the suburbs. The crabs here are all supplied by him. He has a large share in it. He said that he can get more than 3 million yuan of net profit a year. In the process of starting his business, he also met a good girl and got married. Gu Lingqing said with relief and a smile. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:13. Baya couldn't remember any of this, but seeing Gu Lingqing's smile, she was in a good mood. Life will give us torture, but it will also give us surprises, Baya said with a smile. Gu Lingqing held Baya's hand. To him, the surprise was that Baya had returned to his side. Life was short. What more could he ask for? Soon, the waiter brought 2 baskets of crab roe buns, 2 baskets of crystal steamed dumplings, 2 bowls of tofu soup, a big pot of buckwheat tea and a plate of sour vinegar. The waiters here are very attentive, Baya said. Try it. Gu Lingqing picked up a crystal steamed dumpling and put it on Baya's plate. Baya took a bite. It seems to be prawns, meat and carrots. It's delicious. Gu Lingqing replied. The corner of his mouth lifted slightly. Baya propped her chin on her hand and looked at him. She had a feeling that her husband was so handsome. You can only smile at me in the future. Gu Lingqing put away his smile and answered in all seriousness, yes. Baya's heart was filled with warmth. No matter how cold the weather was, her body was still warm. After the meal, Gu Lingqing went to the front desk to pay for his order. Baya stood behind him. The front desk took the money from Gu Lingqing and the boss brought 2 bamboo boxes over. Mr. Gu, our boss asked me to give these to you. You're welcome. I'll go to his place next time, Gu Lingqing rejected politely. Mr. Gu, if you don't take it, our boss will fire me. This is the task he gave me. Gu Lingqing really didn't want to accept it. Giving money would seem too unreasonable. Take it. Baya smiled. Gu Lingqing took the crab from the boss's hand. Thank him for me. Of course, of course. Gu Lingqing returned to the car, and Baya floated towards him. He was deep in thought. It's a token of his sincerity. I can see that he makes delicious soup dumplings. If you want to help him, you can give him a store for free when the residential area near the military area is built, and let him sell soup dumplings there, Baya comforted him. Xiaoya, we didn't have a proper wedding banquet before. I want to choose a good day to hold the wedding, Gu Lingqing said. So that was what he was thinking about. Baya was quite touched. This year or the beginning of next year. Recently, I want to settle Shen Yi's matter first. Gu Lingqing, you will help me, right? Baya asked softly. Yes. Gu Lingqing answered simply. As long as Gu Lingqing was willing to help her, she was confident. I will stand by your side firmly. Gu Lingqing nodded. They went back to the manor. It was past 10 o'clock. Song Shiyu had tidied up everything in the house. He sat on the sofa and played with Shosho. Shosho was playing with his car. Hearing the sound of the car outside, he stood up and said to Song Shiyu with a confused look, Dad. Song Shiyu was amused by Shosho's look. He turned around and saw Gu Lingqing and Baya coming in with food in their hands. Aren't you going to the military area today? Song Shiyu asked curiously. Yes, I bought soup dumplings. You can all come and eat them. And this crab is a gift from my former comrade, Gu Lingqing said. How about I cook the crab? We can have lunch at home and go to the military area after lunch, Song Shiyu suggested. I have a separate villa in the military area. There's everything in the kitchen. We can cook the same thing there. When are you going to the company? Gu Lingqing asked. I've left everything to the CEO. I don't have any new investment projects now. I'll have a video conference in the afternoon and evening. Okay. Let me know when you need to go out. Gu Lingqing said and put the food on the table. Baya took the disposable chopsticks and carried the baby chair to the table. She said to Shosho gently, Shosho, time to eat soup dumplings. Shosho ran over immediately. Baya carried him to the baby chair. Madam, I'll feed Shosho, Xia said with a smile. You eat too. The steamed dumplings are nice. They have different flavors in 6th high school. Baya said with a smile. She opened a box and picked up a dumpling. She put the lid on it so that the soup wouldn't spill. Shosho took a bite and made a happy sound. He smiled sweetly. He was so cute that Baya's heart melted. How could she bear to give up such a cute baby Xiaobao? Even she felt it was unbelievable. Baya took a bite of Shosho. She wouldn't get tired of looking at his cute face for a whole day. Shosho ate more happily. He hummed a song while eating. Mommy, mommy, mommy is the best in the world. A child with a mommy is a treasure. Baya was amused by Shosho. Grandma is not good. Song Shiyu was jealous. Shosho immediately added, Grandma, Auntie Xia, Auntie Lanlan, and Daddy are good too. Baya realized that Lin Shulan was a little distracted. When she mentioned her name, she came back to her senses and smiled. Before they finished eating, the plane arrived. Bring the leftovers on the plane, Song Shiyu said. She didn't want to waste Gu Lingqing's time. The group of people packed up their luggage. Gu Lingqing sent a small plane that could carry 25 people. It took them less than half an hour to reach the military base. It stopped at the airport. 2 cars came to pick them up. Baya looked out of the window. Her heart suddenly beat fast. A scene flashed through her mind. The bullet went through the back of Gu Lingqing's head. At the same time, she felt as if her heart had died. Gu Lingqing, the shooting happened in the military base? Baya asked absent-mindedly. Yes, it was Zhuochuani's men. Now that Zhuochuani has been brought to justice, it won't happen again, Gu Lingqing said calmly. What about your men? Can they all come to the side yard to protect you? Baya asked with lingering fear. Gu Lingqing smiled. Even if he couldn't protect him, he had to protect his lovers. They're already here. Now that Hua is not the president, my crisis has been resolved. Yes. Baya took a deep breath. She leaned back on the chair and lay comfortably. In the sky, the roar of the plane sounded. She looked up. It should be Buhua. I asked him to come to the military base, Gu Lingqing explained. Yes, Baya answered. She was calm. What was not calm was that she saw Xing Buhua's face. Someone had told her before that Gu Lingqing looked very similar to the president. How similar were they? Their height was the same, their faces were the same, and their figures were about the same. If he had to point out something that was different, it would probably be his temperament. Xing Buhuo walked to her, looked at her deeply and said softly, "You're back. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it." Chapter 8:14. Xing Buhua and Gu Lingqing looked too much alike. Baiya was in a trance and looked at Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing held Baiya's hand and answered Xing Buhua, "I'm back." Xing Buhua smiled, and the heroic look in his eyes did not diminish. "Congratulations, the clouds have parted to see the moon." "You too," Gu Lingqing said in an official tone. Xing Buhua's eyes dimmed, and his gaze fell on Baiya's face. "If I had listened to you, maybe the ending would have been different." Baiya did not understand what he was talking about. Didn't Gu Lingqing say that he listened to her and married Mu Wan? There is no second chance in life. Since you have chosen the life you have now, you should not regret it because there is no medicine for regret. You should live every day to the fullest. Baiya advised. Xing Buhua smiled bitterly and did not continue the conversation with Baiya. He looked at Gu Lingqing and said, "I have something to discuss with you. Come to the study." Gu Lingqing said. Song Shiyu looked at Xing Buhua with a smile and said, "Are you having lunch here?" Xing Buhua nodded slightly but did not look friendly. Song Shiyu did not care. She went to the kitchen and continued to wash the crabs. Baiya followed her into the kitchen and opened the fridge. There were many ingredients in the fridge. "Mom, what are you going to cook for lunch?" Song Shiyu put the washed crabs into the pot, covered the pot and walked to the fridge. 1 tomato scrambled eggs, Shosho's favorite, 1 winter melon and pork ribs soup, 1 mushroom braised chicken and 1 pickled cabbage shredded pork. "Is that okay? We still have 20 crabs. I can hear the size of the crabs and each one is worth 5 or 6 taels." "That's enough. I'll help cook," said Baiya. "I can do it alone. You go and accompany Shosho. Cooking for you guys is also my wish," Song Shiyu said with a smile. Since she had already said so, Baiya couldn't insist. "Thank you, Mom." She went out and saw that Xiao Xia was accompanying Shosho while Lin Shulan was sitting there in a daze. "Are you still thinking about Zhang Xingyu?" Baiya sat beside her and asked. Lin Shulan came back to his senses. "I also want to forget him. Godmother introduced a few people to me, but I don't get along with them. I don't know what to do now. The fact that you still have feelings for him means that he hasn't hurt you enough. You haven't reached the point of despair yet. You still have that 1% of hope for him. When it comes to relationships, if you don't resolve it quickly, you'll end up dragging things out and causing trouble for yourself. Either you confess to him and get together with him, or you'll be rejected and give up completely," suggested Baiya. Lin Shulan shook his head. "He won't agree to it." "Then why are you still daydreaming about him? You say that he won't agree to it, but that's just your cowardice. In reality, you still have hope for him. That's even worse. You've already walked into the evil that you've created," Baiya said cruelly. "I just want to accompany Godmother. I'm not interested in the matters between men and women. I'll just take it one step at a time," Lin Shulan said with his head lowered. "Then don't let yourself daydream and let your imagination run wild. Don't let him affect all your emotions. Also, Zhang Xingyu isn't young anymore. He's been with Gu Lingqing for so many years. Now that Gu Lingqing's career has stabilized, it's time to find a marriage for Zhang Xingyu. I'll arrange a blind date for him. Do you need to give him a chance?" Lin Shulan looked at Baiya in surprise and mumbled, "Madam wants to arrange a blind date for Zhang Xingyu? We have to be prepared for it. We have to let the people who follow us be happy," Baiya said calmly. Lin Shulan's eyes turned red and he lowered his head. She couldn't refute Baiya's decision and didn't dare to say a word. Baiya looked at her. "It's useless for you to feel sorry for yourself. You'll only burden others and make them worry. You can either give up decisively and search for your happiness. I'll arrange a blind date for you, or you can try your best to fight for it. You're not Lin Daiyu and the person you love isn't Jiao Baoyu. Don't copy her song of the burial of flowers." "What if Zhang Xingyu still doesn't like me?" Lin Shulan asked worriedly. "You're not worried that he won't like you. You're worried that your pitiful pride will embarrass you. It's not because you're not good, it's because you're not fated with him. Do you understand? Don't be afraid of embarrassing yourself just because you feel inferior," Baiya said. Before she was disfigured, she didn't feel so inferior. But after she was secretly rejected by Zhang Xingyu, she felt especially inferior. "I'm still alone," Lin Shulan said with her head lowered. Baiya had a feeling of exasperation and said, Alright, the Gu family will always treat you as family anyway. I'll go see Shosho. Baya stood up and went to Shosho. Mommy will take you out for a walk, okay? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Shosho opened his arms for Baya to carry him. Baya carried Shosho and walked out of the door. The children's courtyard outside the door was a very big yard. After she arrived, she directly followed Gu Lingqing into the room, and then the president came. She didn't have a good look at the yard. Beside the walls of the courtyard were Boston creepers. They had been planted for a long time and covered the entire wall. Inside the courtyard there was a small forest at the side of the house. It wasn't big, but there were quite a few fruit trees. There were tomato trees, loquat trees, bayberry trees, apricot trees, apple trees, and orange trees. These trees had been planted for a long time. The trunks were very thick and the trees were also very tall. Now there were no loquats and bayberries. The oranges were growing very well, especially the tomatoes, which were very red. Because they hadn't been picked, they had already fallen to the ground and not many were left. Tomatoes and crabs couldn't be eaten together, so she didn't pick them. After going around the small forest and to the back of the house, there was still a high wall, but there was a very big empty space. There was a distance of 20 meters between the wall and the house. With such a big distance, it was enough to make a small children's playground. She could dig a small pond at the side to raise fish, plant some flowers, and then bring Xiaobai back. She could marry Xiaobai and give birth to a lot of little Bai. Shosho, how about mommy making a playground for you here? Baya asked Shosho. Shosho pointed at the window upstairs and opened his little mouth. Daddy. Baya followed Shosho's gaze and looked upstairs. Xingbuhua smiled politely at Baya and nodded. He's not father, he's uncle. Call him uncle. Baya corrected her. Uncle. Guard 1 corrected him with a dumbfounded expression. Hearing Baya's voice, Gu Lingqing also walked to the window. When Shosho saw the two fathers, he was stunned for a moment. He looked at Gu Lingqing and then at Xingbuhua. He pointed at Xingbuhua and shouted, Dad. Xingbuhua was amused by her cuteness. He smiled and his eyes were full of tenderness. She can still tell us apart at a glance. No, what, don't have any ideas about her, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:15. If I wanted to hit on her, I would have done it when you weren't around. Don't worry, she's yours. I don't have the kind of feelings you think I have for her. Even if I do, it's because of your influence. Now that you're back, I have nothing to do with it anymore, Xingbuhua said in a low voice. He looked at Baya, who was downstairs. Over the past year, he had dreamed of her several times. They were all when Gu Lingqing separated from her. When Gu Lingqing dreamed of her, he also dreamed of her. However, this time he treated himself as a bystander, because he clearly knew that it was because Gu Lingqing dreamed of her. The connection between twins was very strange. It was easy to lose one's heart. Fortunately, he returned. Thank you, Baya. She never gave him a chance. I'm planning to hold a wedding for her this year. Due to various reasons, it didn't happen before. I also want to give her a gift that she wants, Gu Lingqing said while looking at Baya. Xingbuhua looked at Gu Lingqing with a deep gaze. It's about Sheniyen. Yes. Gu Lingqing replied and said coolly, I came back to be the chief of the military region and help you stabilize all the military regions. What I want is Sheniyen's freedom. But the people's hearts are not stable now. Just one cold sail and they're eyeing him covetously. He's like Zhuochuani in the past, sitting firmly in the position of deputy commander. His relationships in the dark are complicated. There's also Chu Yubing. He's a new force cultivated by the Shen family. Although Sheniyen has fallen, the power of the Shen family is still there, Xingbuhua said worriedly. No, Buhua. You and I are born from the same root. Fortune and disaster depend on each other. I'll do my best to help you stabilize your position. If you die, Xiaoye and I will die with you. I won't let that happen, Gu Lingqing promised. But you can't control what happens next. If I go back on my word because of fear, then I will only be a vile person in the future. A gentleman is magnanimous. Even if I die, I will have a clear conscience. I will have a clear conscience. I would rather live a noble life than live a cowardly life. There are things a king can do, but there are things a king cannot do. Gu Lingqing advised. Have you heard about King Wu's Fuchai and King Yu's Go Jian? Letting Go Jian go wasn't a problem at first, but letting Go Jian and myself do what they want is the biggest problem. In country A, the winner is the king and the loser is the bandit. If Go Jian didn't defeat Fuchai, history would have re-evaluated him. Go Jin was such a sinister person while Fuchai was such a righteous person. Go Jin is a good person. Xing Buhua looked at Gu Lingqing and smiled. Go Jin. Gu. Go of your strength. T. At least I care. And T. Didn't you think about Xiaoya when you made this decision? Letting Xinyin go will be a hidden danger, Xing Buhua said. This is what Xiaoya wants. She'll bear the consequences. Xing Buhua smiled. You two are a match made in heaven. One of you can do anything for a friend while the other can do the same for a woman. Alright, I'll let him go. Gu Lingqing looked at Xing Buhua gratefully. Actually, Xing Buhua was the same type of person as them. He could do anything for his brother. He patted Xing Buhua's shoulder. Have lunch here before you go back. I'll try my best to coordinate this matter. Do you have enough money? Xing Buhua asked worriedly. I can sell some properties overseas. Money won't be a problem. Besides, I have a few game projects on hand. I have a few $100 million in my account every month. Don't worry, Gu Lingqing said with certainty. Let's have a family gathering some other day. I'll ask Mu Wan. Since you've married her, treat her well, Gu Lingqing reminded. Falling flowers yearn for love, but heartless water flows. In the end, an east wind blows a field of begonias. Empty sorrow. What do you mean by that? She has someone she likes, Xing Buhua said with a smile. When I fell in love with Xiaoya, she also had someone she liked. It was just that Su Jiren didn't cherish him, so she fulfilled my wish. I'm grateful to myself for persevering. That's why I'm here with Xiaoya now, Gu Lingqing said meaningfully. He patted Xing Buhua's shoulder again as encouragement. They went downstairs together. When Gu Lingqing saw that Baiya wasn't around, he went outside to look for her. Baiya found 2 ropes and tied them to the branches. She placed a small quilt between the ropes and made a simple swing. She placed Shosho inside and pushed him gently. Shosho was very happy. He sat comfortably in the middle of the quilt and swayed. He was smiling so much that he couldn't close his mouth. Gu Lingqing walked to Baiya's side. I'll get someone to prepare 2 swings here later. I also want to put a playground in the backyard as well as flowers and plants. Anyway, I see that there's space there. You can leave this matter to me, Baiya said. She didn't want him to worry about such a small matter. Let me tell you a piece of good news. Buhua has agreed to let Xinyin go, Gu Lingqing said. Baiya paused and looked at him in surprise. Is what you said true? Yes, he agreed. But before Xinyin is released, I need to meet him, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Yes, that's great. When will he be released? Baiya asked happily. I don't know yet. He agreed to let him go. Maybe in 2 days. After all, he needs to plan before he is released. Then I'll tell this good news to Lu Shuang tonight. Gu Lingqing nodded. Lin Shulan came out to look for Baiya and Gu Lingqing. He said respectfully, Chief Madam, old madam wants you to go back to eat crabs. She said the crabs are cooked. Okay. Baiya carried Shosho out. Time to eat crabs. Crabs are cold. It's better for children not to eat them, Gu Lingqing reminded. Chief Madam, you go and eat first. The meal is not ready yet. I'll bring Shosho here, Lin Shulan said. Gu Lingqing and Baiya looked at each other. After all, they still had to accompany Xing Buhua. It was not convenient to bring Shosho along. Thank you, Baiya said and handed Shosho to Lin Shulan. Lin Shulan continued to play outside with Shosho while Baiya and Gu Lingqing went in. Xing Buhua was already sitting at the dining table. He was texting on his phone. In front of him were 4 large plates of crabs. There were a total of 20 crabs and the dipping sauce prepared by Song Shiu. You're back. Xing Buhua said with a smile and put his phone on the table. The crab is really big. This is the first time I've eaten such a big crab this year. Gu Lingqing held Baiya's hand and walked over. This crab was a gift from my former comrade. Baiya took a crab and placed it in her hands. It was a little hot, so she placed it on the plate and used a pair of scissors to remove the crab's legs. When she was in the United States, she had eaten king crab more often. The meat of the crab was more tender. Is it good? Gu Lingqing asked, putting the peeled meat on her plate. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:16. Baiya nodded. It's delicious. It's totally different from the emperor crab. You can eat it yourself and taste it yourself. It's even better. Xing Buhua looked at their interaction and smiled. Are you guys still going to the deserted island? It's a good time to go now. Let's finish what you said and take a few days off. We'll bring Mom, Shosho and the rest on vacation, Gu Lingqing said. Don't you want to invite me? Xing Buhua asked disappointedly. You've been so busy lately. Even if I invite you, you won't have time. Didn't you say that you're going to Country M with your wife? Gu Lingqing asked. Xing Buhua's eyes flashed. Do you have wine? The crab should be accompanied with white wine. One hot and one cold to neutralize the other. Don't you have to go to work in the afternoon? You're the president now. Everything you say and do is being scrutinized, Gu Lingqing reminded him. I haven't had any rest since I became the president. Today is a gathering with my family. I can rest for half a day, Xing Buhua said sadly. That position seems high and mighty. It's the pinnacle of power, but it's also the pinnacle of pressure. There are gains and losses. If you experience it, your name will go down in history. I'll go get the wine, Gu Lingqing said. She stood up and went to the basement to get the wine. Xing Buhua looked at Baya. If I say that I regret my decision, will there be any medicine for regret? Baya had forgotten most of the past. She didn't remember Zhang Xingyu, Gu Lingqing or Xing Buhua. She didn't even remember what she said to Xing Buhua. There's no medicine for regret in this world. If you want to turn back and let go of your obsession, it's possible. However, you can't let go of it anymore, right? Baya said gently. The days I miss the most are the days when I was doing missions. I have ambitions. I want to be the president and avenge my parents, Xing Buhua sighed. You should avenge your parents now and become the president, Baya said. Yes, but my heart is empty. It's not difficult to be the president. I just used a plan and I reached the peak. But it's hard to keep this position. I'm afraid that if I make the slightest mistake, I'll end up like Shen Yin, imprisoned for 2 years or even longer. Because you're the president, you can't be an ordinary person. You need to be more strict with yourself and regulate your actions. Even if it's a decision, you have to think twice before you act. The greater the power, the greater the responsibility. God is fair to everyone, Baya sighed. I understand now why Lingqing gave up the position of the president. He knew what he wanted and what the future would be like. He didn't want to pursue higher things. He wanted to be content. That's why you managed to protect yourself in the end. Xing Buhua looked at Baya deeply. That's because I have you as my support. That's why I'm living a happy life now. We're a family. That's why Xiaoye and I will help you. Gu Lingqing came out with a bottle of white wine. Baya went into the kitchen and took out 3 small cups. Song Shiyu was still cooking. Mom, come and eat. There are so many crabs. I'm full after eating them. You guys go eat first. I'll be back soon, Song Shiyu said with a smile. When she was young, she didn't like to be in the kitchen. She was afraid of cooking. At her age, her son wasn't by her side. She was satisfied to be able to cook for her son. Baya didn't force her. She took the cups and went out. Gu Lingqing opened the bottle and poured 3 cups of wine. Xing Buhua raised his cup. This cup is for you and Baya to grow old together. May you live a peaceful, healthy and happy life. Gu Lingqing raised his cup and clinked it with Xing Buhua. Baya followed Gu Lingqing and clinked their cups with Xing Buhua. You too. May you live a peaceful and healthy life, Gu Lingqing said and drank it in one gulp. He filled up Xing Buhua's cup again. For the second cup, I hope that you and Baya will be together forever and have a few babies. It's a waste not to have more babies with such good genes, Xing Buhua said jokingly and drank the wine in one gulp. Baya realized that although Xing Buhua and Gu Lingqing looked exactly the same, their personalities were completely different. Xing Buhua was talkative and liked to laugh. He was always smiling. Even if he was sad, he would still smile. Gu Lingqing was a man of few words. He didn't like to laugh. He always kept a straight face. Even if he encountered something funny, he would only smile slightly. Let's eat the crab first. Don't drink so much wine directly. It's not good for your stomach. I'll go check if there are any peanuts in the fridge, Baya said. She got up and went to the fridge to see if there were any dishes to go with the wine. Xing Buhua's smile widened. It feels good to have a beloved woman nagging beside my ear. No. Are things not going well between you and Muwan? Gu Lingqing guessed. I have a strange feeling about her. Let's not talk about her. Let's talk about this crab. It looks really good. Xing Buhua changed the topic. If you like it, I'll buy some fresh ones from my comrade tomorrow and send them to you. Don't. This crab is only interesting when there are many people. If I eat it alone, I don't think it tastes good. If I want to eat it again next time, I'll come here again. It's convenient to fly anyway. Xing Buhua said and drank a cup of wine. Baya really found some peanuts in the fridge. She poured them into a bowl, added some sour vinegar and sugar and served it. Baya, you believe in fortune tellers, don't you? Tell me, Ling Qing and I look the same and are born the same. Why are our destinies so different? It's so far apart. Xing Buhua asked with a smile. Your names are different. Names can also affect destinies. So many people will look for fortune tellers when they want to name their children. I know a very famous fortune teller. I have his WeChat and mobile number. Why don't you ask him if he wants to tell your fortune for you? Baya also joked. Yes. You can contact him now and ask him. If his fortune is accurate, I'll have to give him the title of National Advisor. Baya paused. Are you serious? Of course I'm joking. But I'm telling you to ask him. It's true. Xing Buhua corrected her. Baya also wanted to contact the fortune teller since she was back in China. After all, they got along well and were like-minded. She called the fortune teller. The call was answered. Baya, I wanted to call you too and you called me. What a coincidence, Grandmaster Gufa said with a smile. Yes, where are you now? Baya asked. I've renounced asceticism today and rented a house. I'm going to look for a job tomorrow. Baya was stunned and asked in surprise, You've returned to the secular world? I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:17. I think you're right. I've been in the temple since I was young. I only have a set of theories. If I haven't experienced great joy, sorrow, love, and death, I won't be considered enlightened. So, I'm going to walk around the human world and experience what I should before I become a monk, Master Gu Fa said. Perhaps, after you've experienced all that, you won't want to become a monk anymore because you have too many attachments and memories. Have you found a job? Baya asked with concern. Not yet. It's not easy to find a job with my resume. I can't possibly say that I was a monk before, right? Gu Fa smiled and said calmly. After all, his current state of mind couldn't even compare to hers. Who knew what would happen in the future? I have a suggestion. When people pass away, they hire monks and Taoists to perform the rite. This is different from you. They do it commercially. I don't charge for it. Once I charge for it, the meaning will change. I don't want to do anything related to my current profession. I want to be a waiter, a driver, or a salesperson. These are the most basic things in life to understand the world. Do you need me to introduce you to someone? Gu Fa smiled. No need. I'm calling you to tell you that I've temporarily renounced asceticism. You won't be able to find me at the temple. I'll find a job myself. Look for me if you have any difficulties. All right. I'll hang up first. Baya kept her phone and looked at Xing Buhua. I'm sorry, Master Gu Fa has renounced asceticism. Xing Buhua smiled. Heaven's will. Looks like I'll have to rely on myself in the future. He's renounced asceticism. Do you still want to keep in touch with him? Gu Lingqing asked in a strange tone. Baya was taken aback and looked at Gu Lingqing. He acted as though he hadn't said anything and took a sip of wine calmly. Xing Buhua's smile became even brighter. He looked at Gu Lingqing and said, Are you the king of vinegar? You're jealous of this? If I'm jealous of this, wouldn't I die of anger every day? Gu Lingqing's expression became even weirder. He didn't say anything and poured himself another glass. Baya put her hand on his leg. Gu Lingqing was startled and looked at her. Baya smiled. Her eyes were sparkling and filled with emotions. Such gentleness was enough to melt steel. Gu Lingqing's complexion improved. She held Ji Yunshu's hand tightly and let go. I'm so envious. The only way to relieve my worries is to drink. Xing Buhua smiled and clinked glasses with Gu Lingqing. Kid, you're not allowed to leave without saying goodbye in the future. Don't make me and Baya worry. Gu Lingqing nodded. When are you going to release Sheniyin? Xing Buhua looked at Baya. After you see him, give me a psychological profile of him. I think it's foolproof. Why don't our family be imprisoned in the future? Baya understood what Xing Buhua meant and his worries. I'll go with you today. I'll give you a reply after I see him. Okay. They chatted while eating. The atmosphere was good. Song Shiyu prepared the dishes very quickly. Xiaoxia went to call Lin Shulan back for dinner. When Xing Buhua saw Shosho, his expression became especially gentle. He said to Shosho, Shosho, call me uncle, uncle. Shosho stared at Xing Buhua's face. Dad. Xing Buhua smiled. I'm uncle, not dad. Call me uncle. Although Xing Buhua said that, he was overjoyed to hear Shosho call him dad. When Shosho was still in the womb, he kept him company and talked a lot with the little guy. He really wanted to treat Shosho as his own child. Shosho looked at Xing Buhua, then looked at Gu Lingqing. Two dads. Song Shiyu laughed. Don't make things difficult for Shosho. Shosho has always been with me. He's unfamiliar with Lingqing and Buhua. He can't tell which one is the dad. Lingqing, send Shosho to me and be my godson. I'm older than you. Your two children are already so big. I don't have any children yet, Xing Buhua said directly, acting coquettishly. Gu Lingqing looked at Baya. Baya nodded in agreement. She could tell that Xing Buhua really liked Shosho. It wasn't a bad thing for Shosho to have a president as his godfather. Okay. You two silly children need a simple ceremony. Buhua, you have to give him a longevity lock. As for Shosho, you have to give Buhua a cup of tea and call him godfather. Then the ceremony will be done, Song Shiyu said. I don't have a longevity lock now. Let's make it clear. Next time, count it as an auspicious day. I'll get someone to check it when I get back and then call you, Xing Buhua said happily, his eyes fixed on Shosho's face. Shosho was very good-looking. He had the good points of Baya and Gu Lingqing. His eyes were big and round and his face was pink. The more one looked at him, the cuter he was. If you like children, let one or have one too, Song Shiyu said. Xing Buhua's face darkened and a trace of sadness flashed across his eyes. Let's talk about it later. There are still many things waiting for me to do now. It doesn't affect you making babies. Don't you even have time to make babies? Song Shiyu scolded. Mom, I think the dishes you cook are very delicious. I want to learn from you next time. When you are busy in the future, I can cook for Lingqing. Baya deliberately changed the topic so that Xing Buhua wouldn't be embarrassed. The dishes you cook are obviously better than mine. Xiaoya, why don't you follow me to do business? With your intelligence, you will definitely be able to get started quickly and do a good job. Actually, the Gu Corporation is already on the right track. New projects are also always on the way. We have professional venture capital, so you don't have to worry too much. Song Shiyu encouraged. Well, Baya paused. I majored in medicine and have also studied psychology for many years. Psychology is my specialty. I want to continue to study psychology. I'm not very suitable for business, and I don't want to use too much of my brain to do things that I'm not familiar with. I'm sorry, Mom. Song Shiyu was a little disappointed. Baya looked at Gu Lingqing for help. Gu Lingqing caught the look in her eyes. When I was in business, Zhang Xingyu followed me everywhere and helped me a lot in business. He was also the one who negotiated a lot of business deals. I trust him. I want to put him in the company. He can help Mom solve a lot of troubles. That's good. Song Shiyu was happy. She actually wanted to spend more time with her children and her family. Business was not what she wanted in the first place. Lin Shulan lowered his head even more. In the future, Zhang Xingyu would become a core member of the Gu family. As for her, the distance between them grew even further. Baya glanced at Lin Shulan and saw her disappointment and despair. It was normal for anyone to be upset over something for a while. But to be upset for the rest of one's life was akin to walking into a psychological barrier. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:18. In the afternoon, Xing Buhua slept for a while in the military base. After he woke up, he prepared to leave. Baya followed Xing Buhua. Gu Lingqing couldn't bear to see her go. I'll go with you. He was making a statement. Baya shook her head. You've just returned to the military base. There are many things waiting for you to handle there. I'll be back soon after meeting Sheniyen. Gu Lingqing remained silent and looked at her deeply. Baya smiled. You're worried about me? Let Lin Shulan go with you. She used to work for an Ing too, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Baya nodded. Got it. She went out and got into the car. When they arrived at the airport, she boarded Xing Buhua's plane. His private plane was quite nice. It had a soundproof room that looked like a standard room. There was also a soundproof living room with a sofa, a coffee table, a television, and a stereo system. Do you want coffee? Xing Buhua asked. Baya shook her head. Just a glass of plain water will do. If there's a lemon, put 2 slices in it. There should be. Xing Buhua opened the fridge and took out a whole lemon. Mr. President, let me do it. Lin Shulan went forward and said respectfully. Xing Buhua passed the lemon to Lin Shulan. He sat opposite Baya and looked at Baya meaningfully. You love him so much. I know that as long as he doesn't die, the two of you will definitely be together. From his tone, Baya could tell that they were close. Once you let it go, you'll get it. The end is also a new beginning. Don't be afraid of the future. There will be many miracles in the future that we can't imagine. If I had cut the weeds and eliminated the roots back then, the current Chuyubing would not be a match for me. I don't know if listening to you was wrong, but since I've already listened, I don't want to regret it. People have to look forward. Even if I die, at least I have a brother, right? Xing Buhua looked at her with a burning gaze. Baiya could vaguely feel that there was something flowing between them. This kind of substance didn't feel like love, nor did it feel like friendship. It felt more like his trust, expectation, and desire for someone to rely on. A wise leader doesn't rely on suppression but enlistment. In the history of China, there was an undefeated general called Bai Qi. He killed 400,000 soldiers of Zhao. These soldiers were here to surrender. He was worried that these people would become a threat. If he could use 400,000 soldiers, Qin would become the most powerful country in the world. But these 400,000 soldiers were forced to become prisoners of war. They didn't think about Qin. As long as Qin treats their wives, parents, and children well and gives them a good life, I don't know what the future will be like. With the killing intent of 400,000 soldiers, Bai Qi still didn't die a good death. What we do, we don't betray ourselves or the world. There are always more solutions than difficulties. The important thing is not the choice but the foolproof after the choice. Fear can make people feel uneasy, but planning strategies can make people feel at ease. I can't plan strategies and I can't be foolproof. Baiya, come back and help me. Xing Buhua invited. I know. I only know psychology. Your psychology is enough. You can see through people's hearts. For me, that's the greatest help. I'm afraid that I don't do it carefully. It doesn't matter if I die alone. I have no parents, no children, and even my wife is not mine. The only thing I have is my brother. But I will implicate you and Gu Lingqing. Baiya understood that Gu Lingqing was his brother. Even if the two of them were not connected, others had connected them. Moreover, they were indeed connected. I will help you. We are a family. If you need anything, I will be by your side. Baiya promised. Xing Buhua smiled. Thank you, Xiaoya. I have to thank you, big brother. You will definitely become a wise ruler. Because of your generosity, because of your sacrifice, because of your listening to others. Xing Buhua lowered his eyes. He was not as good as Baiya said, but he sincerely hoped that Baiya and Gu Lingqing could be happy. If Gu Lingqing was happy, he would feel happy too. Xing Buhua arranged for Baiya and Sheniyen to meet. So, the plane did not go directly to the President Palace. Instead, it went to the place where Sheniyen was imprisoned. She vaguely remembered Sheniyen's appearance. He was very good-looking, as charming as a devil. When he smiled, it was hard for people to ignore his smile. It also made people feel afraid. The memory in her mind was that Lu Shuang hated Sheniyen. Sheniyen used unconventional methods to keep Lu Shuang. They even had a child. She could not remember anything else. Under the lead of the soldiers, he saw the imprisoned Sheniyen. He was reading a book. There was a pot of tea, a table lamp, a white shirt, and a pair of coffee-colored slacks. The light fell on his handsome body. It was full of the scent of books. The feeling he gave off right now was completely different from the insufferably arrogant Gu Shijie remembered him to be. Right now he was calmer, more reserved, and more profound. Sheniyen noticed that someone was looking at him. He slowly looked towards the door. When he saw Baiya, he smiled. Long time no see. Baiya walked over and sat opposite him. Sheniyen poured her a cup of tea. Try it. How are you doing here? Baiya asked. It was a bad situation. I could only think of ways to live a better life. I expected this situation. Xing Buhua did not kill me. He was already being merciful, Sheniyen said with a faint smile. Chuyubing is doing well now. He has become the new power of the Shen family, Baiya said deliberately. A long time ago, the Shen family deliberately cultivated him. After I fell from power, the Shen family must have placed all their hopes on him. Baiya picked up the cup and took a sip. The tea was good and fragrant. You fell from power. If Xing Buhua wanted to kill you, the Shen family would have been uprooted long ago. So, Xing Buhua nurtured a tiger. I am responsible for asking him not to touch the Shen family, including you. I'm going to let you out tomorrow or the day after. Is it also because of you? Sheniyen asked meaningfully. Because of Xing Buhua. If he doesn't want to, no one can change his mind. Sheniyen, Lu Shuang likes you and is waiting for you to go back. It doesn't matter how ungrateful others are. As long as they cross the line and reveal their ambition, I will deal with them one by one. But you, I don't want you to become Buhua's opponent. Because if I let you go, Buhua will bear too much. Gu Lingqing and I will also bear too much. We have placed our trust in you, Baiya said earnestly. Sheniyen did not speak. She looked at Baiya quietly. I am Qing Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake. Chapter 8:19. Baiya saw something in his eyes. Xinyan, can you promise me that you'll never do anything to Buhua? Xinyan lowered his head and took a sip of tea. He put down the cup and looked at Baiya. I promise you that I'll never be Xing Buhua's enemy in this lifetime. Baiya smiled. I'll tell Buhua. He'll be able to let you go soon after he makes the preparations. Thank you, Baiya, Xinyan said in a low voice. Lu Shuang is my best friend. She needs you and so does your child, Baiya said. He stood up and walked out of the door. Xinyan closed the book. The light from the lamp reflected in his eyes, rising and falling. Baiya went out and found Xing Buhua. Big brother, let him go. He promises that he'll never be your enemy in this lifetime, Baiya said. Xing Buhua took a deep breath. Although he had doubts, he nodded. Baiya understood Xing Buhua's worries. In the future, Ling Qing and I will walk with Big Brother. We'll share our ups and downs, honor and disgrace. Xinyan was pulled down from his position because he imprisoned Nangong Yu and wanted to attack the Nangong family. I can't let him go openly. M Nation will be unhappy if I do that. So, I'm going to fake his death, Xing Buhua said. He paused and looked at Baiya. Okay, Baiya answered. But I can't let him go myself. Otherwise, the fact that I let him go will be used against me in the future. It's best if the Shin family does it, Xing Buhua continued. The Shin family probably wouldn't do it. After all, they were very cautious now. You better not do it either, Xing Buhua reminded. I know. To some extent, I'm representing you. Xinyan has an organization called Formless. How about we ask them to do it? Baiya asked. They still exist. They're ready to go. It's not appropriate for you to go to them. They might betray you. I can ask Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang is Xinyan's woman. She'll be more suitable. She just needs to convince Formless to do it. We'll set up a big fire here and make it look like Xinyan died. But we have to make sure that no one is injured, Baiya said. We need to plan this carefully. We need to make sure nothing goes wrong. I'll give you the map later. Take it back and discuss with Ling Qing about the specific operation plan. It's best if there are two plans A and B to prevent any accidents, Xing Buhua said solemnly. Baiya nodded. I'll go to Country D tomorrow and contact Lu Shuang. I'll tell Xinyan that he'll be released the day after tomorrow. I don't think he'll be able to make it in time. Tell him this. Okay, Xing Buhua answered. After he passed the map to Baiya, he asked his subordinate to send Baiya back to the military base. In just half an hour, Baiya returned to the military base. It was already late. The street lights in the military base were turned on. They were brightly lit along the way as if they were guiding her home. Whenever she thought of Gu Lingqing, her heart would feel warm. Soon she arrived at the villa. Madam, you're back, Xiaoxia shouted. Shosho ran out of the room and passed the milk bottle to Baiya. Mommy, mommy, drink, drink. Baiya was charmed by Shosho's cuteness. She smiled. Shosho, drink. Mommy isn't hungry. She looked around and didn't see Gu Lingqing. Where's the chief? Chief is building Shosho's playground in the backyard. Lieutenant Colonel Zhang is there too, Xiaoxia said. Her face was slightly red. Lin Shulan looked down. Shulan, come with me. Let's see if you need help, Baiya said. Ah, Lin Shulan replied with his head lowered. He followed behind Baiya. When she walked into the forest beside the house, she heard banging sounds. In the forest, Gu Lingqing had set up a swing. Although it was still between two trees, he had set up an aluminum pillar to stabilize it. He was also careful and considerate to prevent the insects from falling from the trees. Baiya smiled and continued to walk towards the backyard. Gu Lingqing had also set up a canopy in the backyard. The canopy was derived from the third floor. It was made of tempered glass and had an automatic sunshade. He had set up a small castle against the wall. The frame under the slide was filled with plastic balls. He had even placed a ball frame for children to play with. Next to the castle was a rocking chair. Gu Lingqing was installing a power supply. Zhang Xingyu had dug a pool next to the playground and was laying bricks. You've done so much in 2 hours. Feels like everything has changed. Baiya sighed. Gu Lingqing looked at her. There were other warriors who helped earlier, so it was fast. Shosho can play here in the future. It looks good. Even the fish pond is ready. It's better than my backyard in Seattle. Do you need help from Shulan? Baiya asked, rolling up her sleeves. The playground is almost ready. I've already installed the power supply. Zhang Xingyu can take his time to build the pond. There's no rush. There's no fish here anyway. What else do you need to do here? Gu Lingqing asked. Baiya looked at Gu Lingqing, touched. He had already prepared according to her wishes. Little Bai's nest doesn't seem to be ready. I still want to plant some flowers. I've already bought Little Bai's nest. I'm going to put it in the forest tomorrow. After that, I'll bring Little Bai over and we'll help him choose a wife tomorrow. We'll have to postpone helping him choose a wife. I'm going to look for Lu Shuang tomorrow, Baiya said apologetically. I'll go with you. Gu Lingqing was still worried. If you go, it'll be a different story if someone takes a picture of you. I'll go alone, Baiya said firmly. Then let Lin Shulan go with you. Baiya smiled. I'll be fine. If something happens, Shulan won't be able to stop him. Don't worry. Anyway, our relationship hasn't been made public yet. Even if it was, it'd be meaningless for them to catch me. I'll be gone for 2 to 3 days. I'll be back soon. Gu Lingqing remained silent. He didn't agree. There are some things that have to be resolved. Once it's resolved, I won't have any regrets. I'll just live a good life from now on, Baiya continued. You guys can chat online now. Video calls are fine too. You don't have to go first. Gu Lingqing thought of an idea. I don't have her contact details now. We've agreed that I'll look for someone when I get there. That person will bring me to her. So we can't chat online. I won't go. Lin Shulan won't go. Let In Ying's people follow you. That way I can rest assured. Otherwise, I won't be able to rest assured, Gu Lingqing said firmly. Baiya knew that he meant well, so she agreed. Let them follow us, but don't let anyone discover In Ying's whereabouts. I'm Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been adapted into a radio drama. Please follow me on WeChat. Fairy Lake. Chapter 820. Let's have dinner. Gu Lingqing picked up the tools on the ground and said to Zhang Xingyu, who was still working, let's have dinner together. All right. Zhang Xingyu put down the tools in his hands happily, turned on the tap and washed his hands. He smiled at Baiya, but he didn't see Lin Shulan. Baiya smiled and held Gu Lingqing's arm. He lowered his head to look at her, a warm and sweet feeling spreading from his heart. It was just a look and he felt that life was so beautiful. They entered the room and Song Shiyu had prepared dinner. Mommy. Shosho ran over and passed the toy car to Baiya. Baiya's heart softened. She carried Shosho and kissed Shosho's soft face. Shosho likes cars? Che take mommy. After saying that, Shosho revealed a simple and honest smile. Song Shiyu heard it and walked to Shosho. He held Shosho's little Shosho. Are we bringing grandma? Shosho pointed at Gu Lingqing. Daddy. He meant to bring Gu Lingqing. The corners of Gu Lingqing's mouth rose slightly. Shosho looked at Song Shiyu and was disappointed. He tapped Song Shiyu's nose. Grandma. Song Shiyu smiled. He held Shosho's hand and kissed it. Grandma has prepared dinner. It's time to eat. Xiaoxia came over. Madam, please feed young master. Thank you, Baiya replied. Xiaoxia carried Shosho and placed Shosho on the child's chair. She scooped some rice for Shosho and fed Shosho patiently. Zhang Xingyu's gaze landed on Xiaoxia. He smiled and blushed. After dinner, after taking a shower, Baiya was applying face cream. Gu Lingqing walked in. After glancing at her, she took her clothes and went to take a shower. Baiya lay on the bed, logged into the travel app and checked the flights from A Nation to D Nation. In the end, she booked a flight ticket to D Nation at 11:53 a.m. tomorrow. Gu Lingqing came out of the washroom and looked at Baiya with burning eyes. Baiya noticed his gaze and placed his phone on the cabinet. He thought of something and asked Gu Lingqing, how old is Zhang Xingyu this year? 28. What's wrong? Gu Lingqing was confused. He should be at the age to get married and have children. I think he's interested in Xiaoxia and Xiaoxia likes him too. It's not a bad idea to bring them together, Baiya said with a smile. Gu Lingqing sat beside her. When Zhang Xingyu gets married, I want to give him a villa. He's been with me since he was a teenager. How old is Lin Shulan? Baiya asked again. He should be younger than Zhang Xingyu. I'll have to look into it. What? Do you want to introduce him to her too? Gu Lingqing hugged Baiya's waist. Her body smelled good and it smelled good. He moved closer and his breath landed on Baiya's neck. Baiya felt itchy. She pushed Gu Lingqing away and moved back. Gu Lingqing held her hand and said softly, "Don't push me away." His voice was too soft, but it had a strong penetrating power. It landed on her heart and her abdomen was surging. Before she could think of how to reply, he kissed her on the lips. Gu Lingqing was strong, passionate, and could not be rejected. Soon, her body temperature was aroused by him and her body was heating up. Gu Lingqing wanted to go in directly. Baya said vaguely, "Lingqing, I'm not in my safe period." He answered. He lifted her waist and deepened the kiss. His love was like the spring rain, gentle and affectionate, falling on her body. Sometimes it was like a storm, wild and raging. It played out one after another. In the end, he did not show his excitement. Baya came back to her senses. Just as she was about to say something, Gu Lingqing held her cheek. "Xiaoya, let's get another girl." Baya was slightly stunned. Gu Lingqing raised the corner of his mouth. Without saying anything, he kissed her on the lips. She liked children, and she had imagined having a house full of grandchildren. However, she and Gu Lingqing had just gotten together. She was not ready to have a child so soon. Moreover, Shosho still needed to be taken care of. If she was pregnant, she would have less time to take care of Shosho. In a daze, she fell asleep while thinking about all kinds of things. She was going to talk about Lin Shulan, but she was interrupted by a sudden rain and forgot to say it. The next day, she woke up naturally. It was 6:30 and Gu Lingqing was no longer there. After brushing her teeth and washing, she went out. Song Shiu was busy in the kitchen. She did not disturb him. She went out of the courtyard and subconsciously walked to the back of the house. Zhang Xingyu was busy and Gu Lingqing was not there. Zhang Xingyu noticed Baya. He smiled and said, "Madam, are you looking for the chief?" The chief went to check on the soldiers' training. He will be back at 7:30. Since she saw Zhang Xingyu, she asked, "Xingyu, what do you think of Xiao Xia?" Zhang Xingyu was stunned. He blushed and scratched his head. "Xiao Xia is very nice. She is very gentle and virtuous. She is also a doctor. I have seen her a few times at old madam's place. I have a good impression of her. Do you need me to ask for Xiao Xia's opinion?" Baya asked. "Madam, what do you mean?" Zhang Xingyu's eyes flickered. "You have to settle your marriage. You have been with Gu Lingqing and Xiao Xia has been with me. If you like her, it will be a good thing. Xiao Xia is good at taking care of children," Baya said meaningfully. Zhang Xingyu smiled shyly. "I'm just afraid that she won't like me." Baya paused. "What about Shulan? What do you think of her?" Zhang Xingyu's smile froze. "We used to be comrades, but now I am a little afraid of her. In her eyes, I am a disloyal and despicable person. It is quite embarrassing to see her. What if she likes you? What if all the insults are because she cares about you?" Baya probed. "I don't have that kind of feeling towards her. It is the feeling of blushing and my heart palpitating when she looks at me." "You have feelings for Xiao Xia?" Zhang Xingyu lowered his head and scratched his head. He nodded. "I understand. You go ahead with your work. I will ask for Xiao Xia's opinion when I come back," Baya said gently. "Thank you, madam." Zhang Xingyu saluted. Baya wanted to look for Gu Lingqing. But when she reached the entrance of the courtyard, she did not know where Gu Lingqing was watching the soldiers practice. Moreover, he was busy with his work. It was not appropriate for her to go there. She went back to the courtyard and sat on the swing. It was a chilly November morning. The air was fresh and quiet, but there was a sense of loneliness. Zhang Xingyu liked Xiao Xia and Xiao Xia liked Zhang Xingyu. Lin Shulan was destined to be hurt. She had brought Zhang Xingyu and Xiao Xia together, which was a form of harm to Lin Shulan. She actually wanted Lin Shulan to get rid of the demons in his heart. He had wrongly given his heart to her. Only when he found his heart again could he be reborn. When she came back, she had to guide Lin Shulan and find her a Mr. Right. She wanted everyone around her to be happy. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake. Chapter 821. Time passed. Baya just sat there. It was too cold. She came down and practiced the boxing that Gu Lingqing taught her 3 times. Her face was sweating. She went back and prepared to take a shower. "Xiaoya, time for breakfast," Song Shiu said. "Yes, thank you, Mom. I'll take a shower first. Is Shosho up yet?" Baya looked at Shosho's room. "He went to bed very late last night. He's still sleeping now." Thinking of Shosho's cute face, Baya smiled. She went into the bathroom and came out after the shower. She didn't want to have a child for the time being. It was too soon. So, she had to buy emergency contraceptive pills before boarding the plane. When she came out, Gu Lingqing was already back. He hugged her waist and kissed her on the forehead. "Morning. What time did you get up this morning?" "I woke up at 6:30 and you weren't there." Baya was curious. "The soldiers practice at 5:30. I went there at 5 o'clock. Gu Lingqing entered the room. Do you have to do this every day? Baya felt sorry for Gu Lingqing. It's a special situation. I don't have to go every day. It's the soldiers who have to work hard. I have a meeting at 8:30. What time is your flight? Gu Lingqing washed his hands and asked. My flight is at 11:53, but I have to wait 2 hours in advance. I'll leave after I have breakfast, pack my simple luggage, Baya said. Gu Lingqing was stunned. He turned to look at her. So fast. It's more than an hour to the airport. Time is tight. Don't take the car. Let the plane take you there. It'll only take half an hour. I'll get someone to get your boarding pass first. Then you can arrive at 11 o'clock. My meeting will last for half an hour. I'll send you there. I'll definitely make it. Gu Lingqing wiped his hands and arranged. Don't worry about the meeting. You don't have to arrange a plane. Too special. Just get someone to drive me to the airport. It's not like I won't come back. I'll come back after I'm done with the discussion, said Baya with a smile. Gu Lingqing held her arm and looked at her with burning eyes. She didn't say anything, but it seemed that she had said a lot. Baya also looked at him quietly. In the end, Gu Lingqing compromised. Call me when you arrive in Country D. I will video chat with you, Baya said with a smile. Well, let's have breakfast. He took her hand and went downstairs. Song Shiyu brought them 2 bowls of tofu pudding. I made this tofu pudding myself. Try it. Mom made this. It's amazing, Baya praised. When I was young, Lingqing saw other people eating tofu pudding. I wanted to eat it too, so I learned, Song Shiyu explained. Mom is the best mom in the world, Baya said. Song Shiyu looked at Gu Lingqing. He was still cool. He lowered his head and drank the tofu pudding. Here are the buns I made. Eat slowly. Song Shiyu took out 2 meat buns. The buns she made were gray in color. The flour was not loose, so it was chewy and the meat was firm. It's so relaxing to have someone taking care of us, sighed Baya. Song Shiyu smiled. As long as you don't mind, I will always take care of you. Mom. Shosho's voice sounded. He ran towards Baya happily. Shosho called me. Song Shiyu bent down. Grandma, Dad, Mom. Shosho rushed towards Baya and hugged Baya's leg. Baya carried Shosho on her body. She picked up some meat from the bun and fed it to Shosho. Moa. Shosho made noises as he ate. His mouth was oily and red. His face was pink and tender. Baya couldn't help but kiss his face. Shosho kissed Baya's face too, leaving an oily spot. Baya was happy. Shosho, Mom is going out. She will be back in a few days. What present do you want? Mom will buy it for you. Shosho looked at Baya. Shosho wants to go too. Shosho is at home. Dad made a playground for Shosho. Mom will be back soon. Baya scratched Shosho's nose. Madam, I'm here for Shosho. Xiaoxia smiled and carried Shosho. Shosho looked at Baya and stretched out his hands. He wanted Baya to feed him. Baya had to pack her luggage. She didn't have much time. She looked at Shosho reluctantly. After Xinyan's matter was settled, she wanted to stay here and spend some time with Shosho. This kind of life was too comfortable. Shosho, be good. Mom will go to the kitchen and get you some delicious buns. Grandma made them myself. Baya stood up. She didn't carry Shosho. She walked into the kitchen and took out 2 buns. She placed them on the dining table and went upstairs to pack her luggage. Gu Lingqing came upstairs after breakfast. He hugged Baya from behind. Baya looked at him and smiled. I'm only going for a few days. It's not like I won't come back. If you do this, I won't want to go. Gu Lingqing lowered his head and kissed her on the lips. Baya pushed him away and said helplessly, I really don't have time. If you don't have time, get the plane to send you there. Gu Lingqing said domineeringly. He held her chin and covered her mouth. She couldn't change his mind, so she just gave up. She would be fine if she took the medicine within 72 hours. At worst, she could go to Country D and buy it again. When they finished, half an hour had passed. Baya looked at the time. It was 8:30. You have a meeting. Hurry up and get someone to send me there. Baya closed her luggage in a hurry. You really don't need me to accompany you? Gu Lingqing asked again. Baya smiled. How much did he want to accompany her? Sometimes he seemed mature. But sometimes he was childish. Wait for me to come back. Baya kissed his cheek. She made up her mind. Gu Lingqing had no choice but to get Zhang Xingyu to send Baya to the airport. On the way, Baya tidied up her luggage again. She saw a pharmacy nearby. Zhang Xingyu stopped by the roadside. I want to buy something. Okay. Zhang Xingyu stopped by the roadside. Baya quickly went to the pharmacy to buy the 72-hour emergency contraception. Then she went to the convenience store to buy a bottle of water. She got into the car and took the medicine. Is Madam not feeling well? Zhang Xingyu asked worriedly. I'm fine, Baya said ambiguously. She looked out of the window and changed the topic. How much longer until we get there? There's no hurry. The chief will arrange for someone to handle the boarding pass. We only need to arrive at 11:20. We can definitely make it. He said that the food on the plane is not good. He asked me to take you to have a simple meal at 10 o'clock before sending you off. I only had breakfast at 7:30. It's a little early to eat at 10 o'clock. I'm not hungry. There's no need to go through so much trouble. You can just send me to the airport directly. The chief said that if you refuse, he will ask me to go to the restaurant to get the ordered food for you to eat on the plane. Baya, how worried was Gu Lingqing that she would not have enough to eat? I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Yaoqi. Chapter 822. However, she accepted his kind intentions. The plane flew for more than 6 hours and she arrived in Country D. She had been sleeping on the plane. Fortunately, when she got off the plane, her head was only dizzy, but it didn't hurt. She went to the church to find the priest named Milo, according to the agreement she had with Lu Shuang. She expressed her intention and the priest gave her a note. She searched according to the note and found that the door was closed, and there seemed to be no one inside. Did he go out? She saw the neighbor walking his dog, so she walked up and asked in a friendly manner, Hello, I want to ask, where did the neighbor go? You mean Luck? She left for a long time. A long time? Baya was shocked and puzzled. How long is a long time? Did she say where she went? About half a year. She left with Yen. They got married and went on a trip. As for when they will come back, I don't know, the neighbor said. Baya didn't come back to her senses for a few seconds. Lu Shuang and Jianghu got married? And they went on a trip together? How is that possible? What about Xinyan? What should I do? Didn't they say that Lu Shuang likes Xinyan? Is Gu Lingqing lying to her, or is the world unpredictable? The phone rang. Baya came back to her senses and saw that it was Gu Lingqing's call. She immediately answered. You're here? You didn't call me. Gu Lingqing's voice was very low, and there was a faint sense of sadness in it. Yes, I'm here. I came directly to Lu Shuang's place. Lu Shuang is not here anymore. The neighbor said that she left for half a year, Baya said worriedly. Her mind was blank. Left for half a year? She didn't contact you? No, she didn't send me an email either. I'm sure. I checked it before returning to China. Where would she go? What should I do? I can't find her. Baya was a little hesitant. The news was too shocking and she was caught off guard. Don't worry. I have the heaven eyes, so I should be able to find out what happened half a year ago. I'll ask someone to check it now. Give me the address where Lu Shuang lived before, Gu Lingqing said. I will send it to you now, Baya said quickly. The investigation may take a few days. When will you come back? Gu Lingqing asked worriedly. Tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. Text me after you buy the plane ticket. I'll send someone to pick you up, Gu Lingqing said softly. Her tone was much better than before. Baya knew what Gu Lingqing was thinking. Although he didn't say it, he still cared about her very much. But where on earth did Lu Shuang go? If she couldn't find Lu Shuang, how could she save Xinyan? Lu Shuang had married someone else. After Xinyan came out, what could they do to stop Xinyan's revenge? Baya found a hotel nearby. After checking in, the more she thought about it, the more confused she became. She remembered that Lu Shuang didn't want to be with Xinyan. She helped Lu Shuang escape. What happened after that? Why did Lu Shuang fall in love with Xinyan? She called Su Changhe. Baya, you're back. How do you feel? Su Changhe said warmly. Senior, do you know what happened to Lu Shuang? Baya asked. Lu Shuang is your friend, right? I know a little. Can you tell me everything? Hearing Baya's question, Su Changhe knew that she still hadn't remembered the past. She is the woman Xinyan, the former president of a country. Xinyan's wife is Hua Zixing from M country. Hua Zixing has a girl called Nangongyu. Xinyan imprisoned Nangongyu for Lu Shuang. To protect Lu Shuang, Xinyan even wanted to kill Nangongyu's brother. Because of this, Xinyan was pulled down from the position of president and imprisoned. Lu Shuang was also sent away by Xinyan. Does Lu Shuang like Xinyan? Baya asked. I'm not sure about this. You know what happened to you. Even if I ask, you won't tell me. Moreover, I didn't ask, Su Changhe said apologetically. She could feel that Xinyan liked Lu Shuang. What mattered was Lu Shuang's feelings. She didn't have a headache at first, but when she thought about it, she had a terrible headache. Unconsciously, she fell asleep without eating. At night she had a dream. She dreamed that she was surrounded by darkness. It was so dark that she couldn't see her own fingers. She was alone. She called Gu Lingqing's name, but no one answered her. A girl's voice appeared and kept repeating the same sentence. Who are you? You are not Baya. Who are you? The voice was hoarse and it was so sharp that it almost pierced her eardrums. Baya woke up in shock. She sat up, sweating all over. She picked up her phone and looked at it. It was already 6 o'clock in the morning in D country. She calmed herself down and went to the bathroom to brush her teeth. When she came out, she sat on the bed and spaced out for a while. She was at her wits' end in D country. She might as well think of a way when she returned home. Moreover, she had to meet Xinyan again. She opened the app and booked a flight back to China at 10:20 a.m. She got up and checked out of the room. She had breakfast at a nearby restaurant before heading to the airport. On the way, she sent a message to Gu Lingqing. I've booked a flight back to China at 10:20 a.m. I'll arrive in a country at around 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. You go ahead with your work. I'll contact you then. Gu Lingqing called her immediately. Baya was slightly stunned. It was only 4 a.m. in a country now. Did you not sleep or did I wake you up? Baya asked apologetically. I haven't slept yet. I want to settle everything today. I'll accompany you in the afternoon, Gu Lingqing said softly. It's not good for your health. Don't stay up late if you don't have to. You're older than me. What if you get sick? Hurry up and rest. I know. There's one thing. Because of the memory problem, the videos from 6 months ago are all gone. Now they're using face recognition. The key is that many of the video systems in D country still need to be decoded. So they can't find her in a short time. I'm sorry. What about Xinyan? If Lu Shuang is not here, I'm not sure if Xinyan will take revenge. Baya consulted Gu Lingqing's opinion. You can't stop doing what you're supposed to do because of fear. Release Xinyan as usual. He's not a bad person. If he's still in power, he should be a wise ruler. However, the political situation is unpredictable. There are many things that you can't do as you please. We'll discuss it after you come back. Well, if I can't mobilize Xinyan's invisible force, I'll see if I can find mercenaries to solve this problem. No, He won't allow you to use mercenaries. This matter will become a weakness for him. I'll think of a way, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Okay. We'll talk about it when I come back. Go and rest early. Baya said and hung up the phone. She had just arrived at the airport when 8 people blocked her way. Baya wanted to escape subconsciously. She turned around and saw another 8 people walking towards her. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Jade Lake. Chapter 823. An Ing who was hiding at the side appeared immediately. There were infrared dots on the foreheads of the 16 people. If they acted rashly, they would go to hell immediately. As expected, those people stopped moving. They looked at each other. Little Bai. Lu Shuang's voice was heard. Baya looked towards the source of the voice and saw Lu Shuang. Shuang, why are you here? Where have you been? Lu Shuang walked towards Baya. They are my men. Jianghu knew that you were coming and found out that you bought a plane ticket. So I brought my men to wait for you here. Baya looked around and said, they are Lu Shuang's men. The infrared dots on their foreheads disappeared. Lu Shuang smiled. Are those people protecting you? Baya nodded. Gu Lingqing sent them. Is he okay? When I left he was still in danger. Xing Buhua is not Gu Lingqing. Lu Shuang asked with concern. He is back in the military now. It's not that He promised us to release Xinyan. He just needs your help. Lu Shuang lowered his eyes. There was sadness in his eyes. Then he smiled again. Let's find a place to talk. I booked a flight at 10 o'clock. I'll change it to tomorrow. I'll call Lingqing, Baya said and took out her phone. Get in the car first. Lu Shuang took Baya's hand and walked away. Baya noticed that Lu Shuang had something on his mind, but she also believed that Lu Shuang would not hurt her. She got into Lu Shuang's car first, but she was worried that Gu Lingqing was sleeping at this time, so she didn't call him. Instead, she texted him, Lingqing, you don't have to look for Lu Shuang anymore. Lu Shuang came to me just now. I want to talk to him today. I've changed the ticket to tomorrow. Lu Shuang glanced at Baya's phone and smiled. It's great that you guys are still together. Baya changed her ticket and looked at Lu Shuang. Your neighbor said that you're married. Is Jianghu right? Lu Shuang nodded. Uncle has waited for me for such a long time. He has taken good care of me. Besides, I'm already so old. Other than uncle, no one else wants me. What about Shiniyan? Don't you like him? Baiya probed. Lu Shuang's eyes flickered. He wanted to say something but stopped. Baiya held her hand. Is there anything else that you can't tell me? Xiaoya, people's feelings will change. The person I like now is uncle. Shiniyan might not be able to come out for the rest of his life. Lu Shuang lowered his head. Baiya frowned slightly. What you mean is that you liked Shiniyan before, but because Shiniyan was arrested, you thought that he would never be able to come out for the rest of his life. So when you were with Jianghu, you fell in love with Jianghu? Yes, Lu Shuang replied. His chest was heaving up and down violently. He didn't dare to look at Baiya. But now Shiniyan is going to be released. I'm here to talk to you about this, Baiya said. Lu Shuang didn't hide her surprise. She held Baiya's hand. He's really going to be released. Is what you said true? Baiya looked at Lu Shuang calmly. Lu Shuang also realized that she was too impulsive. Her face looked weird, but she still couldn't hide her joy. She murmured, I knew it. He wouldn't be locked up forever. He would definitely come out. She couldn't hold back her tears. Her tears fell on the back of Baiya's hand. With Baiya's knowledge, she could tell that Lu Shuang was unusual at first glance. Since she believed that Shiniyan would be released, how could she have said that Shiniyan would never be able to come out for the rest of his life? Lu Shuang was a straightforward person. She wasn't good at pretending and hiding. She must have something on her mind. That was why she was so contradictory and contrasting. His crime of imprisoning Nangongyu isn't small. We can't release Xingbuhua directly. We need you to save him, Baiya said. Save him. We have to save him. Tell me, how do I save him? Lu Shuang asked immediately. Baiya looked at the chauffeur. Let's get out of the car and take a walk. I haven't seen the scenery of Country D. Bring me around. Lu Shuang knew that Baiya wanted to talk to him alone. He nodded. Okay. Stop the car. They held hands and went to the park nearby. Are you sure you don't have any listening devices on you? Baiya asked. I don't think so. But maybe someone put it on me. I don't know, Lu Shuang said uncertainly. Let's make sure everything is safe. I'll get someone to check on you. Baiya called Zhang Xingyu. After a while, a hidden figure came out. He used a device to check on the two of them and confirmed that there were no problems. Baiya then said, what we mean is that we need you to personally contact an invisible person to save Shiniyan. This is just on the surface. The truth is, when you guys save him, it will cause a huge fire. We'll tell the public that Shiniyan died in the fire. In fact, we'll release him and he'll live an incognito life. Xiaobai. Lu Shuang wanted to say something but stopped. He looked at Baiya worriedly. What's wrong? Baiya didn't understand. Lu Shuang still didn't say it. He changed his words and said, I don't need an invisible person, okay? I'll get Jianghu to save him. Jianghu is from Country D. Even if they pursue the matter, they won't be able to pursue it to Country D. Is that okay? This is the best. However, Shiniyan likes you and you're married to Jianghu. If Jianghu rescues him, have you thought about how to deal with the relationship between the three of you? I'll make it clear to Shiniyan. I'm already married. He deserves to find a better one. He was pulled down from the position of president because of you and was locked up for so long. When he comes out, he'll know that you're married. I'm worried that he might not be able to take it, Baiya reminded. Lu Shuang's eyes turned red. His eyes flickered as he avoided Baiya's gaze. I don't know what to do either. Anyway, the first thing is to save him. As for the other things, we'll talk about it later. Moreover, I remember that Shiniyan and Jianghu didn't have a good relationship, right? Baiya didn't know if this information was real or just her imagination. Shiniyan had a girlfriend who was Jiang Xingyu's sister. She committed suicide for Shiniyan. So Jiang Xingyu hates Shiniyan. That's how their hatred came about, Lu Shuang explained. So, if you use Jiang Ye's people to save Shiniyan, will he help? Baiya doubted. He will. In fact, the one who will save Shiniyan is not him, but you guys. At that time, Shiniyan will still be free, and Jiang Xingyu might not be able to find him. Moreover, the power behind Shiniyan is actually very strong. Even if he doesn't become president, Jiang Xingyu won't be able to deal with him. But if you marry Jianghu, it will become a sharp knife that will pierce Shiniyan's heart. I don't want it either, Lu Shuang said softly. What do you mean by that? Baiya understood what he was implying. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama, follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake. Chapter 824. Lu Shuang realized that he had said something wrong. He stuttered and thought of a reason. He explained, I can't control myself when I like someone. After saying this, she felt guilty. She withdrew her hand and tugged at her clothes nervously. Baiya saw Lu Shuang's little action. Lu Shuang didn't want to tell her the reason. If she asked again, it would only make Lu Shuang feel more repulsed. Cool girl, if you need help one day, just contact me. I'll go through fire and water to help you, Baiya promised. Lu Shuang's eyes turned red. Well, you can check in first. After that, send me the address. I'll go back and talk to Jianghu. I'll contact you after I make some plans. What do you think we should do? Okay, I'll talk to them too. Then I'll leave first. Lu Shuang said shyly and walked towards the road. Cool girl, give me your number so that we can contact each other in the future, Baiya said. Oh. Lu Shuang hit his forehead. I'm silly. I forgot this important time. What's your number? Baiya gave her number to Lu Shuang. When Lu Shuang called, the phone rang. Baiya edited Lu Shuang's number and watched Lu Shuang leave in a hurry. In her impression, Lu Shuang was a careless, heartless, straightforward, and easygoing person. What had actually happened? She kept stuttering and evading. Baiya stayed in a nearby hotel and rested for a while. Her mind was in a mess. She was worried that Gu Lingqing was sleeping now, so it was not convenient for her to call him. She stood up, stood in front of the window and called Xing Buhua. Xiaoya, what's wrong? Xing Buhua asked softly. I'm in Country D. I met Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang said that he would use Jiang Ye's men to save Xinyan. I'll inform her when you're done. Xiaoya, don't worry about it. Just pretend that you don't know anything about it. I'll have someone contact your friend. Oh. Baiya paused. She felt that she had to let Xing Buhua know. Lu Shuang married Jianghu. What? Then who will control Xinyan? Xing Buhua was shocked. Even so, Lingqing and I still hope that you let Xinyan go, Baiya said. Xing Buhua was silent on the other end. All of you have made up your mind. Good. I'll go with you. Give me Lu Shuang's number. I'll have someone communicate with them. You don't have to worry about it, Xing Buhua said. Okay. Baiya hung up the phone and called Lu Shuang. Xiaobai, I'm still in the car. Tell me. Lu Shuang, someone contacted you. He's in charge of the rescue plan, Baiya said. Thank you, Xiaobai. If it weren't for you, Xinyan would never be released. Thank you, Xiaobai. Lu Shuang's voice was a little choked. Baiya could tell that she still liked Xinyan. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been so excited when she heard that Xinyan was going to be released. Lu Shuang was a person who said whatever he wanted and did whatever he wanted. Why did he become so cautious now? It seemed that there was nothing for her to do here. Lu Shuang should not be in the mood to catch up with her. She'd better go back to China first and discuss with Gu Lingqing. She wouldn't be so hesitant now. She rebooked the flight back to land at 14 o'clock this afternoon. She had a good lunch and sent a message to Gu Lingqing before she got on the plane. I'll arrive at land at about 14 o'clock this afternoon. She closed her eyes and slept as soon as she got on the plane. She woke up again and again in a daze. She didn't wake up until the plane landed. She turned on her phone as soon as she got off the plane. His phone was full of incoming calls. There were calls from Xing Buhua, Gu Lingqing, Lu Shuang, and Zhang Xingyu. She called Gu Lingqing back first. Have you arrived? Gu Lingqing asked. Yes, I didn't check my luggage. I'm going to the exit now. I'm at the door. Baiya smiled and felt warm in her heart. Gu Lingqing was not a man of words, but he was a man of action. She went out and saw him at a glance. He took the luggage from her hands and asked worriedly, Are you tired of flying continuously? I haven't been flying continuously. I've been sleeping all the time. My brother has asked someone to contact Lu Shuang and asked me not to care about this matter, Baiya said. He has his concerns. It's not a good thing for you to be caught if you show up too much. Since he has made arrangements, it's good that Xinyan can be rescued. Lu Shuang's matter. Baiya wanted to say something but stopped on second thought. I don't know what kind of impact it will have on Xinyan. Besides, I think Lu Shuang has something wrong but he won't tell me. Can you send someone to help me check it out? Okay. Gu Lingqing replied and put his arm around Baiya's shoulder. Xinyan is a smart and resourceful person. Don't worry too much because it's useless to worry. If Lu Shuang still likes Xinyan, Xinyan will know what to do. Baiya nodded and called Lu Shuang back. Little Bai, you're back in China? Yes. Has that person contacted you? Jianghu is contacting him. after Xinyan was rescued. Lu Shuang paused and didn't ask further. Is he okay now? Shuang, if you like him, then be with him. If you don't like him, then don't give him any more hope. When hope is shattered, it will be despair and hurt people's hearts. If you've decided not to be with him, don't care about him and don't miss him, Baiya reminded. Lu Shuang's eyes turned red. Mist filled his eyes and condensed into tears. He was caught because of me. After he was rescued, he should have come back to you. You owe him an explanation. Don't avoid it, Baiya said. Okay, then I'll hang up first. I'm going to have dinner. Lu Shuang choked with sobs and hung up the phone. Baiya leaned on Gu Lingqing's shoulder. We can't change others. The only thing we can do is to change ourselves and be ourselves. We'll talk about the future in the future. Let's go back first. Shosho misses you very much. He wants to look for his mother early in the morning. Gu Lingqing changed the topic. Baiya thought of Shosho's cute face and smiled. Lingqing, Shosho is still young. He needs to be taken care of. Can you delay the matter of having another child? Gu Lingqing looked at her and nodded. There's still a long way to go. Baiya smiled and hugged his waist. They went to the VIP area together. She couldn't wait to see Shosho. I've already applied to arrange a job for you as a counselor. Your working hours will be from 12 to 5 p.m. on Thursdays. You're free at other times. What a free job. Didn't you say that you want to build a community for military families? I need you to do this. I've already applied for the land. You'll be busy from now on. If you can't take it, let me know, Gu Lingqing said carefully. Baiya smiled. She seemed to see happiness waving at her. Chapter 825. However, when she thought of Lu Shuang, her heart sank again. Although she rationally told herself that she couldn't do anything about it, that life was chosen by Lu Shuang, and that her own decisions weren't what Lu Shuang wanted, she still faintly felt sad, like a misty rain. Soon they arrived at the military area and she went back to the villa. Shosho should be playing in the backyard. Gu Lingqing reminded her. Baiya put down her bag and rushed to the backyard. Shosho was sliding. When he saw Baiya coming, he stopped. Mom. Hug. Baiya felt warm inside. She should have bought a gift for Shosho in Country D. Because she was preoccupied, she didn't buy a gift. She picked up Shosho apologetically. Mom will take you out to play later. Do you want to go? Go. Shosho was happy and smiled. Let's go now. Baiya returned to the room with Shosho in her arms. Gu Lingqing was still there. She said to Gu Lingqing, I will take Shosho out to play, go to the supermarket and buy some snacks. What do you want to buy? I will ask someone to send it over. The supermarket in this town belongs to the Gu Corporation. Gu Lingqing said. There is fun in shopping and buying when you see the real thing. I will go with Shosho. I will go with you, Gu Lingqing said. Baiya smiled. You are busy with work. I will go with Shosho and Xiaoxia. Then bring Shulan too. Mom went on a business trip yesterday and will be back in a week. Baiya looked at the time on her watch. It was already 15 o'clock. I will come back at 17:30 to make dinner. Can I make it? You are too tired from the flight today. Don't cook. Since you are going out, have fun. Eat in a restaurant outside. Don't rush back. I will eat in the cafeteria. Baiya tiptoed and kissed Gu Lingqing's face. Gu Lingqing looked at her. She also felt embarrassed. When Gu Lingqing wanted to return to the bride's side, Shosho pushed Gu Lingqing away. He looked serious and guarded. Gu Lingqing went to kiss Baiya again, but Shosho still pushed Gu Lingqing away, which made Baiya laugh. Gu Lingqing's face darkened. He picked up Shosho and put him on the ground. He kissed Baiya and went to work in the study. Shosho pointed at Gu Lingqing in annoyance, his brows furrowed. Kiss. Baiya smiled, squatted down and kissed Shosho's face. This made Shosho happy. Hug. Baiya carried Shosho, took her bag and called Xiaoxia and Lin Shulan to go out. Along the way, Baiya taught Shosho how to sing Mommy is the best in the world. Shosho knew how to sing, so he sang along with Baiya. Shosho sings really well. What other songs do you know? Baiya asked. Suddenly Lin Shulan braked. Baiya hit the chair and looked in front. What's wrong? Madam, stay in the car. I'll go and take a look. Lin Shulan said cautiously. After getting out of the car, he immediately closed the door. He walked to the front of the car and saw an old man lying on the ground. Old man, I don't remember hitting you. If you're trying to blackmail me, I have the car recording, Lin Shulan said. The old man who was lying on the ground opened his eyes and looked at Lin Shulan strangely. He got up and left angrily. Lin Shulan, she returned to the car and continued driving. She stopped at the parking lot in front of the supermarket in town. Shulan, Baya called gently. Lin Shulan looked at Baya, nodded, and stood respectfully. Madam. Baya smiled. Let's talk later. Lin Shulan lowered his head. They entered the supermarket together. Baya placed Shosho on the trolley while Xiaoxia pushed Shosho to the children's area to play. Baya brought Lin Shulan to walk around casually. Have you thought it through? Baya asked. He doesn't like me. Or maybe he hates me, Lin Shulan said. In ancient China, there was an emperor called Zhu Yuanzhang. One day, when he wasn't an emperor, one of his companions came to him and told him about their bitter past. He was crying and snot. When Zhu Yuanzhang heard it, he said that he didn't know this person and killed him. After that, another person went to find Zhu Yuanzhang. He didn't say anything about his bitter past. He just said that Zhu Yuanzhang had the appearance of an emperor and was promoted. Do you know why? Baya said gently. Lin Shulan smiled bitterly. Because I witnessed his betrayal. He was a despicable person and he was disloyal and unjust. That's why he feels sad when he sees you. You represent his disgraceful past. He won't fall in love with you. Instead of waiting for someone who won't fall in love with you, why not find someone who treats you well? Women fall in love with people who treat them well easily, Baya said with a smile. Lin Shulan looked at Baya. Madam, I understand. Thank you, madam, for coming to chat with me. Actually, I've forgotten a lot of things in the past. But from the fact that you became Song Shiyu's goddaughter, you should be a very charming person. Don't let someone who doesn't love you destroy your confidence. You're actually very outstanding and beautiful. When we go back, I'll teach you how to put on makeup, Baya said with a smile. Yeah. Lin Shulan slightly raised the corner of her mouth. I feel much better now that I've given up. What if Zhang Xingyu got together with Xiaoxia? Would he feel better? Lin Shulan was stunned. Xiaoxia? Zhang Xingyu has always been surrounded by men. These few years he has been traveling with Gu Lingqing. He doesn't have many chances to meet girls. So, it's normal for him to get together with Xiaoxia, Baya explained. Lin Shulan nodded. Yes, just like how I like Zhang Xingyu because I don't meet many men. It's the same logic when Zhang Xingyu and I are by your side. Have you thought it through? Baya asked gently. He didn't like me from the start. So it's destined to be fruitless. I'll be tired too. I'll arrange blind dates for you and introduce you to outstanding men. There will definitely be one who has been waiting for you for a long time, Baya comforted him. Thank you, madam, Lin Shulan said sincerely. Let's go and see Shosho and the rest. Okay, I'll buy it, Baya said readily. Shosho was elated. He hugged the car tightly and didn't let go. Baya walked to the vegetable section. She wanted to buy some vegetables. Madam, fresh vegetables are delivered every day. You don't have to buy them today, Lin Shulan reminded her. Baya nodded. She didn't buy any vegetables. Instead, she bought a lot of snacks. When she went to the checkout counter, there was a man who kept looking at her. Baya glanced at the man. He was very good looking. He had handsome features and a deep expression. He was dressed very trendy, but he gave off a bad vibe. His every movement had the aura of a nobleman. He had a good figure too. He wasn't an ordinary man. He was the type that attracted women. Moreover, she felt a strong sense of familiarity with him. She also felt a faint sadness. But, she just couldn't remember. Chapter 826. The man walked towards her with a smile that was even more charming. I was wondering if I would bump into you here. I didn't expect to bump into you, Su Jiran said, looking at Baya with a burning gaze. I brought my child here to buy some things, Baya said. She looked at Shosho with gentle and loving eyes. Su Jiran followed Baya's gaze and saw Shosho. He inherited your and Gu Lingqing's strengths. He's very cute. Then I'll go out now, Baya greeted him. Xiaoya, let's have a meal together, Su Jiran invited. Baya hesitated. The man in front of her was a stranger to her, but they obviously knew each other and he didn't seem to have any ill intentions. It didn't seem right for her to reject him just like that. Are you afraid that Gu Lingqing will be jealous? Su Jiran saw Baya's hesitation. We have 2 children already. We don't talk to ourselves about jealousy. Then let's go. I have something to tell you, Su Jiran said and took the plastic bag. Baya was too embarrassed to reject him again. I drove here. Just leave the things in the car. I saw a Western restaurant nearby. Let's eat there, Baya said. Su Jiran put the things in the trunk of Baya's car. They walked to the Western restaurant near the supermarket. There were many fruits, appetizers, and puddings. They were all free. Xiaoxia took care of Shosho while Baya ordered. She felt uncomfortable when she felt the gaze of the man in front of her. She looked up at him. What do you want to say to me? Chu Yubing wants me to join his side. He gave me good conditions, Su Jiran said. Baya wasn't clear about their relationship. What's your plan? I want to listen to you, Su Jiran said in a low voice. Baya felt a wave of pressure assaulting him. His words were too ambiguous and seemed to be hinting at something. Especially his scorching gaze, it was too invasive. Baya recalled that Su Changha had mentioned Su Jiran, her ex-husband. Suddenly he felt that he shouldn't have come to eat. You know, the current president is Gu Lingqing's brother, Xing Buhua. Chu Yubing is trained by the Shen family. To a large extent he is opposed to Xing Buhua. I am Gu Lingqing's wife. What do you think I would ask you to do? Baya asked. I'll do whatever you want me to do. What about you? What do you want to do? Baya asked. Su Jiran looked at Baya without saying a word. Baya stood up. I want to help you. I want to do what you want to do, Su Jiran said. Actually, you don't have to. I'll feel burdened if you do this. After all, we're in the past. It's not nice to keep you hanging. You should find a new life, Baya said and walked outside. Xiaoxia followed immediately with Shosho in her arms. Someone stopped Baya at the door. Baya turned around and looked at Su Jiran. She curled her lips and her eyes became cold. What do you mean? I mean no harm. Let's have a meal together and I'll send you back. Baya stared at Su Jiran. Many complicated thoughts flashed through her mind. After all, she didn't want to make enemies with Xing Buhua. She sat back down. I tried my best to have 2 girlfriends. I wanted to start a good life, but I got bored after a month. I went to see a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist said that I haven't let go of my past. Whoever started the trouble should solve it. Please help me, Su Jiran expressed. I will never betray Gu Lingqing in this life. I don't want to leave him again. I don't want to do anything that will hurt him. Love is not possession. It's wishing for the other party's happiness. If you still want to possess me, then it's definitely not love. It's because you're unwilling. Su Jiran smiled bitterly. I'm indeed unwilling. I've been blaming myself. If I found out that I fell in love with you earlier, I wouldn't have lost you. There's no medicine for regret in this world. You can't go back to what you've missed. You should look forward. Okay, Su Jiran replied and smiled. Baya didn't expect him to agree so readily. She didn't know what else to say. She picked up the glass of water on the table. I wish you happiness. So, you still want me to leave, right? Su Jiran locked his eyes on her and looked at her face longingly. Baya thought for a moment and nodded. Su Jiran lowered his head dejectedly. He was shrouded in melancholy. I know. Let's eat. After eating, I'll reject Chu Yubing and leave country A. Baya felt embarrassed when she saw him being so easy to talk to. I'm sure you'll find a girl who likes you and who likes you. Su Jiran shook his head. Retribution. I'm a little tired of love. I feel comfortable having a meal with an old friend. Baya didn't say anything. If she said too much, it would seem like they were too familiar and intimate. It wasn't good to deal with it coldly. She felt guilty for some reason, so she didn't say anything. Fortunately, the waiter served the steak quickly. Baya lowered her head and cut the steak. Su Jiran quickly cut the steak and passed it to Baya. Baya smiled and refused. I like to cut it myself. It's more fragrant. Okay. Su Jiran didn't force her and ate the steak quietly. Baya suddenly felt the subtle change in the atmosphere. She looked at the door. Gu Lingqing was wearing a military uniform. He walked over with his men. His face was cool and expressionless. He didn't ask anything. He pulled out a chair and sat down, staring at Su Jiran. Su Jiran finished eating calmly. He put down his fork and smiled at Gu Lingqing. Long time no see. I don't want to see you, Gu Lingqing said coldly. You're still as heartless as before. I'm going to hang out with Xiaoya. That's it. Su Jiran saw that Gu Lingqing didn't answer at all. He felt bored. He said to the waiter, Bill? My woman doesn't need you to pay for her. I've paid the bill. I won't see you out. This is my place. Don't come here again, Gu Lingqing said directly. He held Baya's hand and stood up. He took Baya's hand and walked away. Xiaoxia took Shosho and followed them immediately. Su Jiran looked at Gu Lingqing holding Baya's hand and left. If he had been so tight, he would be the one holding Bai Ye's hand now. Now he could only be alone. In the car. Gu Lingqing didn't say anything with a cold face. Bai Ye looked at him. He didn't even change his clothes. It was obvious that he came in a hurry. She shouldn't have had dinner with her ex-husband. You know, I have no memory, so I didn't know he was my ex-husband. I'm sorry. Gu Lingqing looked at her and held her hand. I'm not angry at you. I'm just upset that I didn't go with you. My work today is important, but it's not urgent. I can go with you. Bai Ye smiled. She felt sweet in her heart. She leaned her head on Gu Lingqing's shoulder and looked at the road ahead. He told me that Chu Yubing was looking for him. It seems that Chu Yubing is ambitious. The royal family. It's normal. I expected it. I'm afraid that during the days when we disappeared, he did a lot of things that we don't know, Gu Lingqing said meaningfully. Chapter 827. I'm thinking about the relationship between them, Bai Ye said softly. Oh. Gu Lingqing glanced at her softly, his eyes full of love and tenderness. Worry and effort can make a country prosper, but idleness can make a country perish. If a country doesn't have internal and external troubles, its leaders won't work hard. They'll live comfortably all day without thinking about making progress. So, it's not a bad thing that Big Brother has encountered this, right? Bai Ye said. Yeah, Gu Lingqing replied. It's the same with relationships. They need to go through experiences to consolidate it and become indestructible in the future. Lu Shuang and Shen Yin will separate if they don't go through the experiences. Even if they don't go through the experiences, they will still be separated because of various reasons in the future. But if they go through the experiences, their relationship will be consolidated and they will cherish and understand each other in the future. Even parents can't control relationships, let alone friends. Most of the time, it's their own decision to give them some advice. That's all we can do. Gu Lingqing knew that Bai Ye still couldn't let it go, so she comforted her. I understand the theory. From a woman's point of view, I feel sorry for Shen Yin. He must really like cool girls, Bai Ye sighed. What's important is Lu Shuang's feelings. Soon they arrived at the military area. What do you want to eat tomorrow morning? I'll cook it. You still have to practice boxing in the morning. You don't have to work so hard. There's everything in the canteen. I'll ask someone to send breakfast over tomorrow. I want to eat braised pork and crucian carp soup for lunch. Shosho wants stewed eggs. The rest is up to you, Gu Lingqing said seriously. Bai Ye had adapted to his way of talking. Have you had dinner? Gu Lingqing didn't say anything. Bai Ye noticed something was wrong. You haven't had dinner yet. I want to finish some work before I eat, Gu Lingqing explained. That's not good. You have to eat on time or your stomach will be hungry. Your health is the most important thing. When you go back, eat first, then work. Sleep before 12 o'clock. You need to sleep for 6 hours. Yes. The corners of Gu Lingqing's mouth raised slightly. It felt good to be nagged like this. They were like an old married couple. The days passed in a plain and real way. The idle job that Gu Lingqing arranged for her was really idle. Unless the situation was very bad, people in Country A would not easily go to see a psychiatrist. Therefore she stayed there for the whole afternoon and did not come. In the middle of the night, Gu Lingqing called. He got up to pick it up, and Bai Ye was also woken up by the noise. Something must have happened for him to call so late at night. She also got up, opened the door and went outside looking at Gu Lingqing worriedly. He hung up the phone and said to Bai Ye, Shen Yin has been rescued. He is now in the base where I was treated before. He wants to see you. Should I go there now? Bai Ye asked. She didn't remember where the medical place Gu Lingqing mentioned was. I'll go with you. Wait for me for half an hour. I'll make the arrangements. Remember to wear more clothes. It's cold at night. Gu Lingqing said and went out to make the call. Bai Ye's mind was blank. She didn't tell Shen Yin about Lu Shuang's marriage. She really didn't know how to bring it up. However, she had to face it eventually. Half an hour later, Gu Lingqing arranged a car and Zhang Xingyu drove. It will take about 2 hours to get there. You can sleep a little longer. Gu Lingqing said softly. Bai Ye leaned on Gu Lingqing's shoulder and closed her eyes. However, she couldn't sleep. Her mind was a little messy and she had a bad feeling. Lingqing, do you think Shen Yin will hate fate if he knows that Lu Shuang is married? Bai Ye asked. Let nature take its course. We just need to do what we should do. Then do our best to protect Shen Yin. After all, he took the risk for us, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Yes. Bai Ye thought. She should also do something. She couldn't put all the pressure on Gu Lingqing. Yesterday Gu Lingqing went to bed at 12 o'clock. It was only 3 o'clock now. He only slept for 3 hours. Lingqing, I'm not sleepy. I go to bed early. Now there are 6 hours. It's enough. You sleep for a while. I'll wake you up when we arrive. Baiya stood up and said. Gu Lingqing didn't say anything. He closed his eyes. Baiya's imagination ran wild. 2 hours later they entered the base. Gu Lingqing also woke up and opened his eyes. Baiya looked at Gu Lingqing and smiled. Gu Lingqing held Baiya's hand. Since we're here, let's take things as they come. Yes. After entering the base, Gu Lingqing was waiting. Under Zhang Xingyu's lead, Baiya met Xinyan. He was waiting anxiously, but it could be seen that he was in a good mood. Even his smile was bright. As soon as they met he asked, "Where's Lu Shuang? You have her contact, right?" Baiya nodded. She wanted to say something but stopped. If she said it, she was really worried that Xinyan wouldn't be able to take it. Xinyan noticed something strange from her expression. "What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that?" "Xinyan, there's something. Lu Shuang, she's married." Baiya finally said it. Xinyan's smile froze. He stared at Baiya. His gaze gradually became cold, but he still had 1% of hope. He asked again, "Is what you said true?" "She's married to Jianghu," Baiya said again. Xinyan's gaze turned cold, but he still accepted it. He staggered 2 steps back. His eyes were flickering with hesitation, confusion, and disbelief. The current him was completely different from the elegant and calm person he was when he was locked up. Chapter 828. Xinyan looked at Baiya's face, behavior, and expression. His eyes were deep and dark. She has turned off her phone. Baiya looked at Xinyan. She didn't want Xinyan to misunderstand Lu Shuang, so she explained, "She has always been immature, but she was very happy to know that you were released. You were able to get out this time because of her help. She saved you and disappeared immediately, which proves that this matter is unusual." Xinyan sneered and turned his face away. His whole face was hidden in the darkness. Baiya knew that he was angry and very angry. He was so angry that he didn't even want to say anything. According to her years of psychological research, Xinyan's micromovement showed that he had his own opinion, and he was unwavering. Therefore he wouldn't listen to others' persuasion. Maybe he would feel better after he calmed down. "Are you hungry? Why don't you eat something first?" Baiya changed the topic. Xinyan looked at Baiya, but his thoughts were still on Lu Shuang. He asked in a deep voice, "Do you have a way to contact her?" Baiya fixed her eyes on Xinyan. Many complicated thoughts flashed through her mind. Even though she was a psychologist, she didn't know what to do. She hoped that Xinyan and Lu Shuang could be together. However, Xinyan's current state was not normal. He had a destructive hatred and anger. She was also worried that Lu Shuang would be hurt. Shuang Niu had no choice. "You must give her a chance to explain," Baiya said. "I will give her a chance to explain," Xinyan promised. "Tell me where she is." "No matter what happens, you can't hurt her," Baiya continued. "No matter what happens, I won't hurt her," Xinyan said in a deep voice, staring at Baiya coldly. "I'll ask Lingqing. Lingqing's people should be following Lu Shuang. With the help of the third eye, it shouldn't be difficult to find her. I'll give you the address when I get it." Xinyan closed her eyes. "I want to be alone for a while." Baiya turned around and walked out, closing the door for Xinyan. Gu Lingqing walked over and looked at her worriedly. "Are you all right?" "I'm afraid it's not a small matter. Lu Shuang designed his phone to be an empty number. Not to mention Xinyan, even I am very angry. Do you have Lu Shuang's address?" Baiya asked. "My people are following her, and the third eye is also following her 24/7. It's easy to find her. But Xiaoya, have you thought it through? Are you going to tell Xinyan about Lu Shuang's whereabouts?" Gu Lingqing asked in a deep voice. "I think Lu Shuang owes Xinyan an explanation. After all, Xinyan lost everything because of her, and she was even pulled down from the position of president. Her name will be recorded in history. I think Xinyan doesn't deserve it, and I'm also very angry. I don't understand why Lu Shuang would do this. If she doesn't like Xinyan anymore and finds happiness again, I also hope that she will be open and honest. I'm very angry that she doesn't deserve Xinyan, so she should be completely eliminated from Xinyan's world instead of making others confused," Baiya said angrily. "Since you've decided, I'll give you what you want." Wait for me for 5 minutes and I'll give you her current address. Also, Country D is Sheniyen's minefield. He doesn't want to appear in Country D, so if Sheniyen wants to go to Country D to find Lu Shuang, think twice, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. I can't even think about it now, let alone the person involved, Sheniyen. She actually turned her phone into an empty number. What does that mean? This kind of behavior is really annoying and depressing. Even I want to question her. Baiya sighed. She knew that she was impulsive, but she was very angry now, and what she said was not rational. I'll be quiet too, Baiya said. Follow me, Gu Lingqing said. Baiya followed Gu Lingqing, got in the car and went to the lawn. The sky was already white. The air in the morning in November was very humid and cool, but also fresh. Baiya took a deep breath and saw a wooden house on the edge of the woods. That place is where we used to live. You can sit there for a while. I'll ask for Lu Shuang's whereabouts and tell you her address, Gu Lingqing said softly. Okay. Baiya replied. She walked towards the wooden house. If she got up too early in the morning, her brain would lack oxygen, and it would also cause her thinking to be slow. She had to think about it carefully. There were 2 rooms in the wooden house. In one room there was a bed, a chair and an LCD screen hanging on the wall. In the other room there was a big table for benches and 2 rocking chairs. There were also some toys piled up in a box in the corner. This was the place where she, Gu Lingqing, and Shosho used to live. She felt a sense of familiarity. Gu Lingqing's gestures flashed in her mind, and her heart suddenly ached. She shook her head. Don't let your imagination run wild. The most important thing now was Lu Shuang. After calming down, she thought about Lu Shuang's previous behavior. If Lu Shuang really had no feelings for Sheniyen, he would not have asked his current husband to save his ex-boyfriend. Besides, if she was magnanimous, she would not have disappeared. She must have had her own difficulties that she could not explain, and she could not face Sheniyen. That was why she hid. According to Lu Shuang's character, he was a bold person who had a clear distinction between love and hate. She wanted to find out the reason so that she could help Lu Shuang. She could not be a bystander and be angry at Lu Shuang's behavior. After all, she was the only one who could help Lu Shuang. Gu Lingqing pushed the door open and entered. Baiya looked at him worriedly. Have you found her? Gu Lingqing nodded and passed a piece of paper to Baiya. She lives with Jianghu. They have a 6-month-old baby girl. Baiya's mind went blank for a long time. 6 months old? Are you sure it's Lu Shuang and Jianghu's? On the surface, it's their child. We haven't done a DNA test yet. Crazy. Is Lu Shuang crazy? Can you arrange a DNA test? Baiya did not believe that the child was Lu Shuang and Jianghu's. Okay. I think I should go to Country D first. For safety, I will bring Lu Shuang to England. Sheniyen will also go to England to let them meet, Baiya said thoughtfully. I will go with you, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Will it be dangerous if you go? Baiya was worried. I will arrange it properly. It will be more dangerous if you go alone, Gu Lingqing said with certainty. Baiya nodded. She felt more at ease with Gu Lingqing by her side. I will tell Sheniyen my idea first. You can ask someone to do a DNA test. If everything goes well, the DNA report will be out tomorrow, Gu Lingqing said. Okay. Baiya went back. As the investigation went on, one incident after another came out. It added a stone to her heavy heart and made her feel suffocated. Chapter 829. Baiya entered Sheniyen's room. He immediately stood up and looked deeply at Baiya, waiting for Baiya to speak. I've already found Lu Shuang's address, but it's not convenient for you to go to Country D. I'll make a trip there and bring Lu Shuang to England. You can go to England too and you can meet him, Baiya suggested. Sheniyen curled her lips and said sinisterly, she's hysterical because she wants to hide from me. She won't be willing to go to England with you and you're soft-hearted. In the end, nothing will happen. Give me the address and I'll settle this myself. But it's too dangerous for you to go to Country D. If Jianghu catches you, he can even kill you on the spot because you don't have an identity and are currently invisible, Baiya said worriedly. If that's the case, I deserve it, Sheniyen said firmly. If you don't tell me where she is, I'll go to Country D to look for her myself. Baiya took a deep breath and passed Lu Shuang's address to Sheniyen. Lu Shuang has a 6-month-old daughter. We still have to do a DNA test to see if it's her daughter. I'll tell you when the results of the paternity test are out. So don't be rash. Sheniyen sneered. There's no deep love in the first place. It's normal for her to fall in love with someone else. What I want is for her to tell me personally that if she doesn't like me anymore, I'll give up on her completely. Don't worry, I won't cause any trouble and I won't embarrass her. This is the last explanation for my feelings. Baiya really felt that Xinyan was a good person. It was just that Lu Shuang didn't cherish her. Since things had come to this, he could only let nature take its course. I'll go to Country D with you this afternoon so that we can look after each other, Baiya said. No, you've helped me a lot. I still remember the kindness you and Gu Lingqing have done for me. Even though you knew that Lu Shuang was married, you still insisted on saving me. I admire your magnanimity and freedom. I owe you my life. I'll promise you one request in the future, no matter what it is, Xinyan said firmly. What if the request is for you not to go against Xing Buhua? Baiya asked directly. Xinyan raised the corner of her mouth slightly. I can do whatever you want, but there's only one thing. You don't have to rush to tell me. Baiya's heart skipped a beat. Xinyan was too secretive. She had a bad feeling about this. Tell Gu Lingqing to come in. I have something to tell him, Xinyan said again. Baiya hesitated for a moment before he went out. Gu Lingqing guarded at the door and looked at her pitifully. If she was unhappy, he would be unhappy as well. He asked you to come in, Baiya said. Wait for me in the next room. There's a bed there. You can rest if you're tired, Gu Lingqing said softly and moved her hair behind her ear. She looked haggard. Because she didn't sleep well, she had dark circles under her eyes. Baiya nodded and went to the next room. Gu Lingqing went in to see Xinyan. Xinyan turned to face Gu Lingqing. I knew you wouldn't die so easily. Gu Lingqing gave a simple response. He was not good with words to begin with. The relationship between him and Xinyan was very subtle. Xinyan's father killed his parents' family. His brother took away Xinyan's position and he saved Xinyan. It was hard to tell if they were enemies or friends. What do you want me to do? Gu Lingqing asked directly. Xinyan didn't want to make small talk. His expression turned serious. Send me to Country D later. Don't let Baiya get involved. She won't be able to solve the problem and will only add to your troubles. You've finally been together with her and you've gone through so many hardships. Don't cause trouble for yourself. Gu Lingqing looked at Xinyan deeply and lowered his eyes. Many thoughts were hidden in the waves in his mind. I won't send you away personally. You know better than me how important it is. But I've arranged for someone to send you out later. My person will bring you to him. I understand. It's enough for you to do this. Then arrange for me to go now, Xinyan said decisively. Follow me. Gu Lingqing turned around and walked out. Xinyan followed behind Gu Lingqing. Baiya waited for Gu Lingqing to come. She felt more and more uneasy. She walked out of the room and looked at the room next door. She stood guard at the door. As time passed, she saw Gu Lingqing coming from the corridor. She ran over in surprise. You're out? I sent Xinyan away. Baiya opened her eyes wide. Is he going to Country D? I want to go too. I want to see Lu Shuang before Xinyan. Xiaoya, let them solve their own problems. If you go, it will make things more complicated, Gu Lingqing suggested. I'm worried. How about this? My man is in Country D. I'll ask him to report to me in real time if anything happens, Gu Lingqing suggested. Baiya looked down. She couldn't solve any problems if she went to Country D. The human heart was the most difficult thing to control. Don't try to change others because you can't change them. She nodded. Let's go back now, Gu Lingqing said. Okay, Baiya replied and left with Gu Lingqing. In the car they didn't speak. Baiya wanted to sleep but couldn't. She closed her eyes in a daze. 2 hours later, the car arrived at the entrance of the military area. Baiya opened her eyes and looked at her watch. It was almost 8 o'clock. She asked Gu Lingqing, Are you going to a meeting later? Yes, I'll go after breakfast. Sleep a little more and don't think too much. At this time, Xinyan hasn't boarded the plane yet. It's useless to think too much, Gu Lingqing comforted her. I know. Baiya looked at Gu Lingqing with heartache. He didn't sleep for a few hours yesterday and had a meeting today. She didn't want him to worry. They went back to the villa. After breakfast, Gu Lingqing left. Baiya played with Shosho at the playground in the backyard. Her phone rang. She saw that it was Lu Shuang and quickly picked it up. Xiaoya, you called me? Lu Shuang asked. Your phone number is not in service. Do you know that? Baiya asked angrily. I know. I set it up like this. Has Xinyan been rescued? Lu Shuang asked with concern. He has been rescued. It's good that he has been rescued. That's good. Oh yes, tell him not to come to Country D. Baiya pursed her lips and didn't say anything. She didn't want to tell Lu Shuang that Xinyan had come. She suspected that Lu Shuang called her to test her. "He can't be here, right?" Lu Shuang guessed. Baiya took a deep breath. "Where are you staying now?" I can't tell you now. Give me some time." "How many days will I give you?" Baiya pressed. "Xiaobai, my child is crying. I'll tell you later," Lu Shuang said and quickly hung up. Baiya clenched her teeth and called Lu Shuang. "I'm sorry. The number you have dialed is not in service." It was the cold voice of the machine again. Baiya put her phone away and put it on the windowsill. Now she could only wait. Chapter 830. Madam. Xiaoxia came over and smiled. "The ingredients you ordered are here. When do you want to cook?" Baiya looked at the time. It was already 10:20 a.m. She should be cooking. "I'll do it now. Look after Shosho." "All right. Madam, the flowers and seeds are here. I've placed them on the square table. It's best to plant them as soon as possible. Otherwise they'll wilt easily," Xiaoxia reminded her. "Okay. Thank you." Baiya went back. When she reached the courtyard, Song Shiyu came back. She smiled when she saw Baiya. "Where's Shosho? I miss him." "Mom, you're back. Shosho is playing in the backyard." "Okay. I'll go see him first. I'll cook later." Song Shiyu was in a good mood. "Mom, you must be tired after a long business trip. Let me cook today. Go and see Shosho. Shosho should be very happy to see Grandma back. He even asked about her before," Baiya said with a smile. "Really? I bought a gift for Shosho. He should like it. It's a car that he can drive. I'll give it to him first. He'll be able to eat your food later. Just thinking about it makes me happy. I ate steak and hamburgers every day in America. I'm about to throw up. I'll go and cook first. It'll be quick," Baiya said. She saw the soldiers carrying the car down. It was an electric car and a motorbike. Shosho should like it when he sees it. "Thank you, Mom." "Haha, you're welcome." Song Shiyu went to the backyard happily. She saw Shosho playing with a ball. "Shosho, Grandma is back." Shosho looked at Song Shiyu and pointed at Song Shiyu. "Grandma, Grandma." Song Shiyu carried Shosho and kissed Shosho's face. "Let's go. Grandma bought you a gift. Let's go and see it." "Present." Shosho learned a new phrase. "Yes, a gift." Song Shiyu brought Shosho to see the car. Shosho's eyes lit up when he saw the car. Car. Song Shiyu put Shosho in the car. Regardless of whether Shosho understood or not, she said, "This is the switch and this is the steering wheel. You can control the steering wheel to adjust the direction. This is the reverse, which can also be directly operated by remote control. Shosho, drive by yourself first. Grandma will control it with the remote control when you turn." Shosho's dark eyes glanced at Song Shiyu, seemingly confused. Song Shiyu drove the first gear, and Shosho's car started to move. She followed the car to protect Shosho. When the car turned, she didn't need to press the remote control. Shosho held the steering wheel and turned by himself. Shosho is so smart. He can drive without anyone teaching him. Song Shiyu praised. Shosho was indeed smart. He learned to drive by himself. He even knew how to honk the horn, turn on the lights, and play music. He was having a lot of fun. When Baiya came out of the steamed white fish, braised pork, tomatoes, shredded carrots, and crucian carp tofu soup, Shosho was still playing with the car. Song Shiyu immediately said to Baiya proudly, "Shosho is so smart. He can drive by himself without any teaching. Yes, he likes cars. When he grows up, he will be sent to a car factory to study cars," Baiya said with a smile. Song Shiyu smiled lovingly. "Mom, I'm going to plant the flowers," Baiya said. "Okay." Song Shiyu still looked at Shosho with a smile. Baiya took the flowers to the side of the forest. Her face darkened. At this time, Shiniyin shouldn't have arrived in Country D. She didn't know what was going on between them. "Madam, is there something on your mind?" Lin Shulan came over to help and asked worriedly. Is it that obvious?" Baiya smiled awkwardly. "You dug the hole. You didn't put flowers or seeds," Lin Shulan reminded. Baiya put the flowers in again. "Shulan, let me ask you a question. For example, if you and A love each other and A goes to jail, will you fall in love with B and start a new life?" "I don't know. There are too many variables in life. Maybe after being alone for a long time, you will be touched by others. I used to know a girl who studied photography. When she was in university, she had a boyfriend. When she brought her boyfriend home, her family was against them being together because the man's family was poor. She eloped with the boy and the two of them went to another city. They opened a photography studio, But they didn't make any money. Instead they suffered losses. At that time the boy was caught stealing in order to be with her. She had no relatives in that city, so she returned to her hometown. Under her parents' introduction she went on a blind date and got married. She found a man who was a few years older than her and gave birth to a boy. Her husband was a debauchee, but she loved him to death. I don't understand. Only she does. Everyone says she's a bitch. She works hard to earn money for her husband, but her husband doesn't see her all day. He doesn't understand. Lin Shulan sighed. Love is like drinking water. Only you know if it's hot or cold. Maybe I'm too rational, and rational love isn't true love. I think I should let go of my obsession. Baya sighed. Madam, didn't you want to leave the chief? He had no choice but to leave. You know that he was seriously ill and he didn't want you to take the risk. He would rather sacrifice himself than you, Lin Shulan said anxiously. Baya wasn't talking about her and Gu Lingqing. But after hearing what Lin Shulan said, it seemed that Lin Shulan understood it very well. Do you know why I left that year? Baya asked. Lin Shulan nodded with red eyes. I know. Madam kept trying to persuade you. You made up your mind, so Madam could only agree. You were angry. Angry that the chief left without saying goodbye. But the chief didn't want you to take the risk. Baya listened quietly. There was a sour feeling in her heart. Why would I take the risk? How sick was he? He was very sick. He kept bleeding. He might not live for more than a month. Madam found a research institute overseas and wanted to use a biochemical weapon to lure them out to save the chief. Madam had been researching the antidote for the biochemical weapon for a long time. When the people there found out, they would definitely come back to deal with Madam. So the chief left, Lin Shulan explained. Baya vaguely understood. Her eyes became misty. She mumbled, I wasn't angry. I was in despair. I thought that he would definitely die. I didn't have the strength to bear that burden. So I chose to hypnotize him. If I didn't hypnotize him and forget all these, I wouldn't have been able to live. Lin Shulan looked at Baya in shock. Hypnosis? Memory loss? Baya took a deep breath. She didn't say anything else and continued planting flowers. Lin Shulan looked at the calm Baya. No wonder she felt that Madam was different from before. It turned out that she had forgotten the past. She had forgotten everything. She didn't have so many burdens. She didn't seem so heavy. Madam and the chief are both good people. They will definitely be happy for the rest of their lives, Lin Shulan said. All I can do is try my best to make myself happy, Baya said with determination. Madam, the chief is back. Xiaoxia came over to call Baya for dinner. Baya put down her hoe and immediately walked towards the house. Chapter 831. Gu Lingqing saw Baya running over and slightly raised the corner of his mouth. Baya was relieved when she saw him smiling. She smiled too. Mom is back. She bought a car and a motorcycle for Shosho. Shosho is so happy. I saw it. Are you planting flowers? I will accompany you after dinner. Gu Lingqing held her hand. Baya wanted to pull her hand out and reminded him, my hand is dirty. It's okay. I need to wash my hands too. Gu Lingqing held her hand tightly and went to the bathroom. He turned on the tap and washed Baya's hands first. Her heart was full of tenderness. Gu Lingqing, I know why I hypnotized myself. I don't regret hypnotizing myself. If it wasn't for the hypnosis, I wouldn't have been able to get through a day without you. Gu Lingqing paused and looked at Baya. I don't know if I can find them when they left. If they are dead, I won't let you know. You have to promise me that you will live well. Baya smiled. I thought a lot just now. Maybe Lu Shuang really fell in love with Jianghu. Maybe he doesn't love her now, but he will love her in the future. It's hard to say in the future. I am an outsider. I can only wish her well, but I can't control her. Well, if God wants them to be together, they will be together. If God wants them to be separated, it will be hard for them to be together. Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. His eyes were red. He almost lost her and almost couldn't stay by her side. Being heartless doesn't mean that life is hard. Being in love may be the root of pain. Life is unpredictable. Let's be together. Baya nodded and changed the topic. Your land application has been approved. I want to ask the designer to see how to plan it tomorrow. Gu's has a special department in charge of real estate. I will ask the person in charge to contact you. You can discuss with him. There are many steps to do and many connections to be sorted out. Although it is from the military, if it is not done well, people will criticize it. Gu Lingqing reminded him. I will try my best. How about I contact him in the afternoon? Well, that's fine. You can tell him your idea, and he will make a plan according to your idea. When you are satisfied, he will let the construction team start the construction. As for the building materials, Goose has long-term cooperation with them. What you need to do is to understand the soldiers' thoughts and family situations, and solve the employment problems for their families reasonably. I know what to do. Baya was deep in thought. There were many ideas in his mind. It's going to take you forever to wash your hands. Let's eat, Song Shiyu teased. Baya blushed and went to eat. I haven't had the fish soup made by Xiaoya for a long time. It's so delicious, Song Shiyu exclaimed. Xiao Xia fed the fish soup to Shosho, and Shosho danced happily while eating. When he saw Baya looking at her, he even made faces to make Baya laugh. I have nothing to do this weekend. Let's go fishing in the manor, Gu Lingqing said to Baya. Okay. The fish in that lake are the most delicious. They are all wild fish, Song Shiyu said on behalf of Baya. Gu Lingqing's phone rang. He looked at the caller ID and answered with a serious face. Tonight? Well, at 6 o'clock. My child goes to bed early. What's wrong? Are you going out tonight? Baya asked. Not going out. Lung Shuang wants to come over tonight to catch up. Gu Lingqing looked at Baya's confused face and explained, he used to be the leader of the Shadow. After I left, he took over the military region. Now he is the vice president in charge of agriculture and education. Will it be inconvenient for us to be here? It's not inconvenient. I can probably guess what he wants to say to me. Let's eat first. We'll talk about these things at night. Gu Lingqing picked up the meat from the belly of the fish and put it into Baya's bowl. Baya turned to pick up the meat for Shosho and smiled at Gu Lingqing. She felt that if she gave birth to a daughter, Shosho's position in the family would be even more precarious. Even so, there was still a faint sweetness lingering in her heart. After dinner, Gu Lingqing accompanied her to plant flowers. After it was done, they went to take a lunch break together. Gu Lingqing was really tired. He fell asleep the moment he touched the bed. Baya lay on her side and looked at his handsome face. He was so tired, but he didn't say anything. He accompanied her to plant flowers. Gu Lingqing was a man of action. Thinking of the things he did silently, she felt warm in her heart. Maybe one day she would suddenly remember everything. But, no matter what he did wrong in the past which made her unhappy, she would forgive him. In a daze, Baya fell asleep. When she woke up, Gu Lingqing was no longer by her side. He had gone to another meeting. She got up and came out. Shosho was driving again. Song Shiyu saw Baya and said with a smile, Lingqing said that when you wake up, he asked me to call Zhang Zhongda and ask him to contact you. Sorry to trouble you, Mom. It's no trouble at all. I can't wait for you to take over the management of the real estate industry. I don't have so much energy. In the past 2 years, besides finishing the projects that I haven't finished before, I haven't developed any new projects. Baya nodded. I guess they will have endless work to do in the future. But this is a huge sum of money. Lingqing and I are going to reward some soldiers. Will it exceed the budget to bring the soldiers' families here? Gu still has the money. Part of it will be used for finance, part for public welfare, and part for business development. Building a family compound for the military is also counted as public welfare. Moreover, Gu's supermarket and shopping center will come in, which is also a part of the profit. Don't worry and do it boldly. If the money is not enough, I will tell you. Song Shiyu encouraged. Okay. Baya just returned to the living room. Soon Zhang Zhongda called. After a few greetings, Gu Lingqing had already asked him to start designing the plan. He promised to finish the design within half a month. It was not easy to do any project. Although it was said to be half a month, it would probably take 2 months to complete after some modifications. There would be all kinds of problems in the future. Zhang Zhongda was in charge of the project. She was mainly responsible for the soldiers' families and the employment of their families. After she was done, she played with Shosho. She suddenly thought of Lu Shuang. Had Xinyan arrived in Country D? Country D. Lu Shuang took his daughter for a walk. His head was lowered and his eyes were drooping. He sighed with a heavy heart. He looked up and saw Xinyan walking towards him. Under the setting sun he was dyed red. He walked in the afterglow as if he was in a dream. She thought she was seeing things. It was impossible for Xinyan to appear in Country D now. He looked exactly the same as 2 years ago. His appearance had not changed at all. He was handsome and had stunning features. While she was in a daze, he walked in front of her and looked down at her adorable face. His eyes slowly fell on the little girl in the cart. Chapter 832. His eyes suddenly became cold and secretive. He stared at Lu Shuang with hidden turbulence and asked coldly, "You and Jiang Ye's child?" "No, I picked him up." After Lu Shuang replied, she suddenly realized that she was not in a dream. She looked at Shenian in shock. You, why did you come back here?" Shenian narrowed her eyes. "You don't want me to come here?" Lu Shuang turned around immediately. Shenian grabbed her arm. She was so strong that Lu Shuang could not break free. She shouted anxiously, "Jiang Yi, Jiang Yi." Shenian looked at her coldly. She looked like a lecher who had been molested by a playboy and was calling for her husband to save her. He covered Lu Shuang's lips and pulled her to the tree next to them. "You want Jiang Yi to catch me?" Lu Shuang stopped talking and looked at him. Shenian looked at her like a little rabbit. She was guarded, afraid but helpless. Even if the spring breeze swept away the fallen leaves, the leaves would fall mercilessly into the ravine. "I'll leave after asking a few questions," Shenian said coldly. Lu Shuang nodded. Shenian let go of her hand and looked at her eyes. "Did you marry Jiang Yi willingly?" "He takes good care of me and helps me a lot. I feel at ease when I'm with him and I don't need to worry. I can live the life I want." The corners of Shenian's mouth curled up, but his eyes became even redder. "You think I can't give you these, right?" Lu Shuang clenched her fists slowly and her eyes became misty. She did not say anything. "Do you like him?" Shenian asked. Lu Shuang pursed her lips and did not look at Shenian. She closed her eyes and said, "I like him." "Like, what about you?" Shenian lifted her chin and made her look into his eyes. "Do you like me?" Lu Shuang's body was shaking and his eyes were misty. He clenched his fists tightly. She liked him. She liked him very much. She liked him so much that even if she died she didn't care. She just hoped that he could live. Their child could live. As long as he was alive, she wanted him to sit on the top again. She didn't care even if she died and went to hell. However, she could not say these words. If she did, he would definitely die. What happened in the past is in the past. I'm already married, so there's no point talking about it anymore. But if you really want an answer, I used to like him, but now I want to start over, Lu Shuang said. "What do you mean by starting over? Do you want to start afresh with me, or do you want me to stop disturbing your life?" Shenian asked. She couldn't say anything too cruel. But if she didn't say it, she would kill him and their child. "Shenian, I'm sorry. What I want is not sorry." Shenian let go of her hand and looked at her sadly. That look made Lu Shuang's heart ache. It was the first time she saw Shenian looking at him with such a sad look. Even when he fell from the horse, he was still smiling. She didn't want to cry, but tears flowed down her cheeks. She was afraid that if she stayed for another second, she would say everything. "I'm sorry," Lu Shuang said. She ran towards the road and pushed the child away. As if there was a demon behind her, she didn't even dare to look back. Shenian also stood on the spot. Her eyes were locked on Lu Shuang. He didn't move until she left. His heart and brain seemed to be experiencing a raging wave. The waves were hitting every inch of his cells. He still looked handsome on the surface, but his body was already full of holes. It was as if his soul had been pulled out of his body. For a moment, he didn't have a sense of belonging and didn't know where to go. He didn't have such a feeling even when he was pulled down from the horse. 6 black cars drove over from the 2 roads. The smell of death was approaching. Shenian looked to the right. The car stopped. Jiang Xingyu got out of the car. His men quickly surrounded the surroundings. Shenian chuckled. She wasn't afraid at all. She looked at Jiang Xingyu coldly. She didn't run and was calm. Jiang Xingyu walked towards Shenian. "How dare you? When Lu Shuang said that you were here, I didn't believe him. You really came." "Lu Shuang said that?" Shenian narrowed her eyes. "She was afraid because of you." "Shenian, do you believe in karma and retribution? Back then my sister was pestering you. You didn't want her, so she committed suicide. Now you're pestering Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang betrayed you. You'll die here too." "Ah." Jiang Xingyu laughed sinisterly. "It wasn't my heartlessness that forced your sister to die. It was your indecent love. Jiang Xingyu, you made her feel hopeless. That's why she committed suicide," Shenian said faintly. Jiang Xingyu's face turned green. "You're talking nonsense. I only love my sister as a brother. There's no dirty love between a man and a woman. If you can face your own feelings, maybe your sister can still stay by your side. It's your hatred for yourself and your sister that gave her a fatal blow. Has your sister seen her diary?" Xinyan asked calmly. Jiang Xingyu's eyes flickered as if he was suppressing something. He became angrier. Don't try to scare me. I won't believe you. No matter what you say, I won't let you go. Jiang Xingyu took the gun and aimed it at Xinyan. Xinyan didn't move. She locked her eyes on Jiang Xingyu. She was deep and reserved. She seemed like a spectator watching a show above reality. Jiang Xingyu was about to shoot when an infrared ray appeared on his forehead. He frowned and saw that everyone else had infrared rays on their foreheads as well. Your men are lying in ambush nearby, waiting for me to walk into the trap. I didn't plan to kill you in the first place, so why would I set up an ambush for you? You'll understand everything after seeing your sister's life. Stop pestering me. Your sister doesn't like me, she likes you. Xinyan said with a smirk. Jiang Xingyu was even more shocked. He stared at Xinyan. His chest was heaving up and down and he pursed his lips. A Maybach drove over and stopped in front of Xinyan. The person inside opened the window and said in a deep voice, "Get in." Xinyan opened the door and got in the car. The car drove to a secret private airport. Xinyan looked in front and guessed, "You guys are Gu Lingqing's men? The chief ordered us to protect your safety." "Gu Lingqing," Xinyan murmured. "I owe you my life again. Where are you sending me?" "The chief ordered us to send you to the airport and to Switzerland. You have a manor, an estate, and a new name, Xinqing. I appreciate Gu Lingqing's kindness. Later you guys put me down by the side. I'll solve my own problems. You guys go back and report. Running away is not the way to solve my problems. Taking back everything that belongs to me is the right way," Xinyan said with certainty. Chapter 833. I'm sorry. We need to ask for instructions from the chief. Please wait a moment. Let me call Gu Lingqing, Xinyan said. He took out the phone that Gu Lingqing had given him and made a call. Gu Lingqing, it's me, Xinyan. Do you know what happened? Xinyan asked in a deep voice. Yes. Gu Lingqing replied. Sky Eye and his men followed Xinyan around the clock. Of course they knew everything. I will remember your help. But that's all. You don't have to make arrangements for me. I will go alone, Xinyan said with certainty. It's too dangerous for you to stay in Country D. The most dangerous place is the most dangerous. Country D is also the place where most of my men are hiding. Gu Lingqing was silent for 3 seconds and said in a deep voice, I will ask someone to give you 10 million. Contact me if there is any danger or emergency. My men will stay in Country D for the time being. Ah. Xinyan smiled. Thank you. I don't need the money. I still have more than 1 billion. Find a secret place to put me down. You really don't need my men to protect you? Jiang Xingyu won't let you go easily. It will be extremely difficult for him to find me. You don't have to interfere in my business anymore. That's all. I'm hanging up. Tell your men to put me down by the roadside. Also, I wish you and Baya happiness forever. Xinyan curled up the corner of his mouth. There was a scar hidden in his eyes. He absorbed all the light and became as dark as an abyss. Got it. Gu Lingqing didn't force him. He called them and asked them to put Xinyan down. Baya looked at him worriedly and waited for Gu Lingqing to continue. He looked at Baya and sighed. Xinyan wants to solve his own business. We don't have to interfere. I'm worried that he'll be in danger, and I'm also worried that he'll hurt Lu Shuang. It's so contradictory. Now we say that Lu Shuang told Jiang Xingyu his whereabouts. The person who hurt him first was Lu Shuang. Xiaoya, if we get involved it will make things more complicated. Unless Lu Shuang asks for help, we shouldn't do anything. When things reach an extreme they will move in the opposite direction, Gu Lingqing reminded. She understood that she had no right to interfere in other people's affairs, nor could she change it. It was good for them to become strangers. She just hoped that they would not hurt each other. She sent a message to Lu Shuang. You still have me. Whenever you call me, I'll appear in front of you. 3 minutes later, she received a message from Lu Shuang. Thank you. Gu Lingqing held Baya's shoulders and pulled her into his arms. He didn't say anything, but there was a warm feeling in her heart. It was so good to have Gu Lingqing by her side. The days passed by one after another. Every day was dull, busy, and fulfilling. Baya used 3 years to build the Green New City, Spring Garden District, Water Swamp Garden District, Guling Garden District, and Qingyuan District. Each district had 28 buildings and they were all 24+1 stories. There were 2 to 4 families on each floor, and they were selectively arranged for the families of the soldiers. Besides, she also opened a school, a hospital, a shopping mall, a restaurant, and a processing plant with thousands of employees. Teachers, doctors, salespeople, chefs, waiters, and other employees were mostly the families of the soldiers. There was also a welfare home for the elderly. The construction was still going on. Gu Lingqing became the morale of the military. All the soldiers were proud to join Gu Lingqing's military district. Moreover, Gu Lingqing became the idol of many teenagers and was recorded in many international newspapers. Critics from all walks of life had different opinions. Some felt that Gu Lingqing was a successful politician and military strategist at the right time, and some thought that if Gu Lingqing wasn't from a rich family, he wouldn't have achieved so much. Was it to encourage the leaders to make money and benefit the people? Some even thought that Gu Lingqing wanted to become the president. It was Sima Yi who was ambitious. However, no matter what the outside world said, it didn't affect Gu Lingqing's family. The Gu family was rich, very rich. They wanted to help others as much as they could in their limited time. Their first target was the righteous, hot-blooded, and brave soldiers in the military district. In order to protect the country, it was inevitable that soldiers would miss their families. The construction of the military family compound was to take care of their families so that they wouldn't have to worry about anything on the front line. It was also to encourage more people to love the country and have hope. Other than spiritual wealth, there was also a real goal to strive for. This was also to encourage more rich people to participate in patriotism and love for others. The National Parliament also officially agreed to build the Southern Suburbs C. The Southern Suburbs C covered an area of 1,620 square kilometers. It belonged to the country and was a special administrative region. Baya was the chief of the special administrative region. There were independent departments in the special administrative region. Simply put, the military, finance, students, environment, land resources, planning, and so on were all independent. This year, Baya decided to build Jianghu Yuehai. This area was built on the seaside and was for sale to the public. The premise of living in this area was a sponsorship of 10 million yuan and the sale price was 100,000 yuan per square meter. On Tuesday, the special administrative region had an essential meeting. There were reports from all the relevant departments. Last week, excluding the sponsors, the total profit was 256 million yuan. I have sent the detailed report to your email, the finance minister reported. Baya sent the report to the finance minister in a notebook. This Jianghu Yuehai project was launched 3 weeks ago, and more than 100 people had come to consult us. 6 people had sponsored us, and the remaining 26 people are interested. They want to have security guards and enjoy an independent and safe space. The director of the Investment Promotion Office said, "This project is still in its testing phase and there will be lots of questions. You must sort out their thoughts and write a proposal to satisfy their needs before they will come in. I want this area to be the most affluent district." Baya said, "Yes, sir." The director of the Investment Promotion Office replied, "I have prepared the proposal according to your instructions, but there is a problem. Nowadays, young people are either fixed in the relevant jobs, or they are still young and not many of them are studying professional courses in university. Some courses only have 1 or 2 applicants," the Minister of Education said. "After our students graduate, we will send them to the relevant industries. After all, they are the children of soldiers. If there are too few applicants in certain industries, we can only recruit from outside." Baya thought for a while and said, "If we recruit from outside, there will definitely be a lot of the most outstanding talents who will try their best to squeeze into our school. After all, once they come in, they will have houses allocated to them, and their children won't have to worry about jobs in the future. All kinds of security are the best," the Minister of Education said with a smile. "If there is only 1 or 2 applicants, I suggest we combine the classes and let the form teachers bring the students to the relevant departments for practical training. After that, we will give priority to the technical staff to teach the practical classes. We want practical skills and not armchair strategists," Baya suggested. "Okay." The head of the Education Ministry wrote down this suggestion. P.S. Actually, this is the end of the main article. Next, we will write about Gu Lingqing and Baya's happy life, Lu Shuang and Sheniyan's affairs. After we finish writing about them, we will choose Xing Buhua, Alan, Sujiran, Xiao Xian, Xiao Yan, and Shosho to write about. Chapter 834. In terms of environmental protection, this week's air quality inspection results are in line with good standards. We will also build protective walls and forests around the area, greening the residential area. Water purification is also effective and will continue to be maintained. Also, we will build a sky garden at the height of a 6-story building to absorb dust and release oxygen and negative ions. Baya nodded. After the meeting, have a small meeting with the planning department. Before building the houses, we will do the greening so that there won't be any pollution. Okay, the head nurse replied. In terms of people's livelihood, according to the results of the previous discussion, increase the education fund and maternity fund. There will be no changes to the pension fund. 99% of the vegetables will come from organic farms. Currently, the clothing and medicine will be purchased from outside. I suggest that we start the clothing and medicine projects as well. The medicine project can be started and we will join the research institute. However, the clothing project will cause pollution, so we won't consider it for now, Baya said decisively. If the clothing is handmade, will it be more environmentally friendly? Also, we can build our brand and market it to increase our revenue, the chief of the Livelihood Bureau said. We can consider this method. Make a detailed proposal for me to take a look. There's another problem. Regarding the allocation of housing, some people have a second child or even a second child in 3 years. Some people even brought their parents and brothers-in-law over. That will cause the problem of not having enough housing. They want another house. If it's approved, others will follow suit and apply for a house. If it's not approved, it won't be easy for them to live in the same house. Baya stopped writing and looked at the chief of the Livelihood Bureau. Why would there be such a problem? When we allocated the houses, we only allowed parents and minors who needed to be taken care of. They feel that the environment here is good and there are many job opportunities. Their children go to school and the jobs are all allocated. So, they brought in their relatives. Families have family rules and a country has national rules. To benefit the people, we can't just take everything. Otherwise, we won't be grateful and will only feel that it's natural. We will become selfish and disrupt the order. I remember that when they moved in, they had to change their ID information. If their ID information is in the southern suburbs C, they will be granted permanent residency. As for the others, they can only visit their relatives for a month at most. I'll have to trouble you, Chief Jianghu, Baya said as he looked at the chief of the police bureau. Okay, I will strengthen the management, establish immigration procedures, strengthen patrols, visit every family, and issue documents to all employers. Chief Jianghu reported. For those who are already here, we will open a 1-month family visit period to give them time to prepare. As for the issue of 1 or 2 children, we have already increased the maternity fund. In the future, there will be many more communities built. Some will be arranged by the military, and some will be purchased by family members. We will discuss it when the time comes, Baya said. Chief Jianghu received the order. A meeting lasted for more than 3 hours. After every key department reported, there would be a subordinate giving a detailed report. Baya noted down the problem and concluded it. She left it for them to continue researching the topic next week. What she needed to see next week was the solution. Unless she really couldn't solve it, she would bring it out and discuss it again. When she came out of the meeting room, Lin Shulan came to her and handed Baya the red date and white fungus soup he made in the morning. Madam, thank you for your hard work. Baya smiled and looked at Lin Shulan's belly. You're 8 months pregnant, right? Don't do these things. Rest at home and wait for the birth. It's good for your body. Have you applied for a place in the confinement center? I will let them know and ask them to arrange the best for you. I'm strong and healthy. It's okay. I can give birth. Lu Xing is also an orphan. He has been on duty in the general's mansion. There is no one at home. I might as well follow madam. Lin Shulan put away the cup and said, You reminded me. After you give birth, you can take a few months of maternity leave. Give Lu Xing a few months of maternity leave. Let him take good care of you and the child. Baya got into the car. There's no need. I will be in the confinement center for 2 months. There will be someone to take care of me and the child. With a husband by your side, your state of mind and mood will have a different effect on the child. How many times can it happen in a lifetime? Just listen to me. After you rest for a few months, you can bring the child to work. Shosho has gone to school. My mother-in-law loves children. She will be very happy if you bring the child to work. After all, you are my mother-in-law's goddaughter. Baya smiled and said. Lin Shulan nodded. When Baya returned to the general's mansion, Song Shiyu had prepared lunch. She smiled and said, Xiaoxia and I were just discussing who would come back first, you or Ling Qing. Xiaoxia, you're here. As soon as Baya turned her head, she saw the chubby Xiaoxia. Xiaoxia stood up respectfully. Madam. Long time no see. You look better and better. You are a happy woman. Baya smiled and looked around. You didn't bring little Xingxing here? Grandma is taking care of little Xingxing now. How are you doing working in the hospital? Are you in trouble? Baya saw the clues in her eyes and asked speculatively. Xiao Xia lowered her head in embarrassment. I was lucky to have followed the chief's wife from the start. Hence, when the southern suburb C was established, I went to the hospital to take a high position. However, my intelligence and emotional quotient were not up to the task. Naturally, I was tired and felt even more inferior. Hence, I wanted to continue serving Madame, the old lady and young master. Lin Shulan had a strange expression on her face. After all, she had always been the one taking care of Madame. Now that she was pregnant, she would be going home to give birth soon. Madame and Madame naturally needed someone to take care of them. If it was someone else, she wouldn't have minded. She had been by Madame's side for so many years. Not just anyone could sway her. But Xiao Xia was different. Xiao Xia had been by Madame's side for many years. In terms of time, she had been by Madame's side for many years. She was worried that when she came back, Madame would value Xiao Xia more. If you come here to work, what about Zhang Xingyu? He needs you to take care of him too, Lin Shulan said. Xingyu is very busy at the company. He comes back very late every day. Also, he comes to the general's residence to report on his work every day. I can still see him at the general's residence. I go back at night, Xiao Xia explained. You mean you come to work during the day? Shosho has to go to school during the day and only comes back at night. So what's your role? Lin Shulan asked directly. Xiao Xia was speechless. Her eyes were filled with distress and confusion. She lowered her head and her heart was heavy. Chapter 835. Baya smiled. It seems that the work in the hospital is giving you a lot of pressure. You feel embarrassed and have no place to stand. You don't know how to do other jobs and it's a little boring to stay at home and take care of the child. The best way is to come back to my place. You can still see Zhang Xingyu. If everything goes well, you can also take care of little Xingxing during the day, right? Xiao Xia felt even more embarrassed after being exposed by Baya. On second thought, Baya was a top psychologist. Her thoughts couldn't escape Baya's eyes. She simply said, that's what I think. Sometimes old Madame has to go on a business trip and Madame has to work. The chief is even busier. At least I can cook and clean up. Okay, stay here. Bring little Xingxing over. After Shu Lan gives birth, she will also bring the child over. It'll be lively and we'll take care of each other. I'll make arrangements to get 2 houses next to the general's residence. One house will be for Zhang Xingyu and Xiao Xia, and the other house will be for Shu Lan and Zhang Xing. That way we can take care of the family. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Xiao Xia and Lin Shulan looked at each other and lowered their heads. Baya smiled. She knew what they were thinking. It was good that the problem was solved. You must be hungry. Come and eat, Song Shiyu said with a smile. Baya called Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing didn't answer the phone. Instead, she replied with a message, I'm still in a meeting. You can eat first. Don't wait for me. Baya put away the phone. Before eating, she took the dog food and went to the small forest on the side of the wall. There used to be only one doghouse in the small forest. Now that it had been remodeled, the doghouse was expanded into a building with 5 entrances. It was also a building with 2 floors. Little White married a wife. In the first year they gave birth to 2 puppies. In the second year they gave birth to 2 more puppies. In the third year they gave birth to 4 puppies. For some special reason, other than Little White, the other male dogs were all sterilized and the female puppies were all given away. Therefore there were 5 dogs in this dog villa. However, according to the speed at which Little White was giving birth, the dog villa would not be able to accommodate her soon. Song Shiyu suggested for Xiao Bai to undergo a vasectomy, but Baya didn't agree. It wasn't suitable for Xiao Bai to have a wife, and it wasn't like they couldn't afford it. When she was free, training Little White and the rest became a pleasure for her. After feeding them, Baya would go and wash her hands. I think Xiao Bai's wife is pregnant again. This time her belly is super big. There might be more than 4, Song Shiyu said. Baya cried and laughed. Then I'm going to get a room now. I'll give Xiao Bai an hour to meet his wife every day. When the puppies are strong enough, I'll let them go out to reunite with their family. Hee, in another 10 years Xiao Bai's sons will be huge. He'll be the happiest dog. Alright, are you and Lingqing going to have another child? Not before the age of 35 and not after that either. It's very dangerous for pregnant women at such an advanced age, Song Shiyu said. Lingqing wants a daughter, but I've been too busy recently. There are many new projects in the southern suburbs and I have to ensure that nothing goes wrong. After I'm done with my work, I'll actively prepare for pregnancy. I'll get pregnant this year and give birth next year, Baiya said. Song Shiyu was happy. She loved children. It's good to give birth to a tender little girl. Whether it's like you or Lingqing, the child will look good. I hope it's a girl. I already have 2 sons, Baiya said embarrassedly. After dinner, Baiya went back to her room for an afternoon nap. When she woke up, Gu Lingqing was standing at the head of the bed and looking at her thoughtfully. Baiya sat up in confusion. What's the matter? Gu Lingqing also sat by the bed. She wanted to say something but stopped. Baiya smiled. You know I'll be more anxious if you don't say it. Gu Lingqing hesitated. In the end, she did not say it. Instead, she changed the topic. Mom said that you're going to have a child? Baiya laughed. So it's about that. I want to have another child before the age of 35. After that, even if I want to, I won't have the energy to do it. Gu Lingqing smiled. I've always wanted to give you a wedding. Because of Lu Shuang's matter, you said that we'll put it aside for now. Let's have a wedding this May. A wedding is just a formality. No matter how luxurious a wedding is, it can still be unfortunate. One can also be happy without a wedding. Let's wait a little longer, Baiya said. She lowered her head. I wonder how Lu Shuang is doing? No news is good news. You've been sending her messages for the past 3 years. Didn't she not reply to any of them? Gu Lingqing said. Her gaze was deep. She was worried that Baiya would discover something or ask something. If she asked, he would definitely tell her. Mom said that young Madame Bai is pregnant again. I don't have anything else to do today. Shall we go and make a kennel together? Gu Lingqing asked. Yes, let's go. Baiya got up happily. After brushing her teeth and washing up, she went to the storeroom to get a hammer, a wooden block and a piece of wood. They went to the side of the house. Gu Lingqing fixed the outline of the kennel first. It was also a 2-story kennel. Baiya had followed him to make a kennel before, so she knew how to make the outline. She made the same one as Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing put the 2 together and fixed them. After they were fixed, they painted the walls and the top floor. The next day, when the paint was dry, they wrapped the house and the side of the house in a circle of unused quilts to keep it warm. The new villa had just been completed, and there were already puppies moving in. Baiya looked at the happy and harmonious family. She felt warm in her heart, especially when she smelled the fragrance of the dishes coming from the kitchen. This feeling was like her soul had returned to the harbor that she could rely on. She didn't want to wander around anymore. However, what she didn't know was that everything she had now was the result of his protection in the past. He had given her the southern suburbs sea of her dreams. Here, any of her dreams could be realized and her dreams could grow wings. Perhaps she would be a little busy, but she had no time to care about the bloody storm outside. Her eyes were filled with the beautiful scenery of the beautiful weather. Country D. There were too many things that could change in 3 years. Life, old age, sickness, death, sorrow, joy, separation and reunion. The rise of a new star, the fall of a chaebol, the establishment of an organization, and the destruction of another organization. One was getting stronger and the other was getting weaker and weaker. Xinyan stood by the window and looked at the endless darkness outside. The lights couldn't hide the vastness of the darkness. Now he had changed his name. He was no longer Xinyan but Xinichen. He owned the largest chaebol group in Country X. He was also the real boss behind the biggest chaebol group in Country D. Now the president of Country D was supported by him. Even the vice president of Country D was his man. He had become the real decision-maker behind the scenes in Country D. Mr. Shin, a lady named Lu Shuang wants to see you, Shinichen's subordinate reported respectfully. Shinichen curled his lips and took a sip of red wine. He said coldly, "Let her in." You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.